I wonder how long it'll take us to talk about dick pics.
Yo, don't. Hey, nah, it's mad.
What was it, like 5 minutes in last time?
Yeah, it's mad.
All Jahz was just to send dick pics.
Nah, it's not even one. Them ones send a little embarrassing one, but.
Come on then. You guys tell it now.
So fucking, I'm gonna have to drop this. So
yeah,
imagine now.
Get close to that, mate.
Fucking, how do I start this one? So
Pull
imagine
that mic towards you. Put it there, yeah.
So imagine now, I had a little, must have been a little scratch on the personals on that, innit? So that one, obviously I left it for like a day or two for it's just a little scratch on that, innit? And then I rung up the doctor and I said, obviously I got a little scratch on my thing one time. And he's like, you know, with the COVID thing, you can't really go into the hospital, doctors and everything at the moment, like unless you got COVID, you
this
can't
is
go
recent
in.
as well.
This is like 4 days ago, innit? So yeah, listen, recently. So I'm there now. I ring up the doctor. He's like, obviously you're gonna have to, like, you can't really come in. So we've got a service at the moment. Like, obviously if you've got something wrong with you, blah blah, you have to send the pictures in, and it'll come through to us. I'm like, yo, obviously it's on the privates and that. So what's going on with this picture? Like, who's gonna view it and that? And it says like, obviously it's a personal service. It literally, do you know what I mean? If whatever doctor tells you to send a picture, it goes straight through to them. They look at it, see what it is, blah blah. And then, do you know what I mean? They give you a ring back. Oh, I think it's this, whatever. This is what we're going to prescribe you on it. So he's like, at the moment, just put a little Vaseline on it, whatever, just to keep it moisturised, whatever, blah, blah, and just leave it a day. So he's like, you got to send a picture in, innit? So I've sent the picture in one time now. Sent him little 2 pictures. So fucking, that's mad, really, 2 pictures. But, obviously, he never got a call back. So I'm thinking to myself, like, right, it's either, like you say, like, something's wrong and he's trying to sort it out, or I've sent it to the wrong person. He's left you on red. Never mind. So far,
it's so difficult. I was like, nah, I'm not impressed.
so far, yeah, nothing back so far. But obviously, it was just like probably just a little scratch in it. But them ones that I've never had to send a dick pic on a serious one. You know,
to a doctor who rejected you.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't really do them things. So
this is going to be a podcast of Jahz telling embarrassing stories.
Hectic.
Don't incriminate yourself.
I'm still waiting for the reply. So see what he says in it, but
it'll be about a month in.
Them ones,
to something dead serious.
Listen, so you got all of the above. Them ones.
So you're a big listener from you. So basically, your dick gonna fall off soon.
You had 3 days. I was meant to call you 4 weeks ago, and that's what's gonna happen. So, it's the first time I've ever said that I would actually rather show a man my dick in person. But yeah, I would have rather just went in there and just whacked it out for him to see. And do you know what I mean? No picture saved on systems and that. But
I love how he was like, yeah, just put some Vaseline on it.
Basically, yeah.
So, I never showed it to a doctor. Have you?
My dick? No.
I think I've never had to.
You showed it to everyone else.
I was very young and I had to get the cough test in and I had a man cut my balls on. So I would have rather the women do it, but fucking yeah.
Have you still got PTSD from that experience?
Yeah. Shell shock and that. Anytime I cough and that, just get little flashbacks. It's mad.
I've never had to have anyone cup them either.
I've never had anyone come out, I swear to God. Well, not a doctor anyway.
That's the only time I had to have them cupped. There's been a few other times where I've just had them cupped out of choice. Yeah, I do like that sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, one thing I want to chat about is fucking what a sugar mama, right? Would you have one? Because I've seen someone on Twitter. Basically, what happened? I've seen a guy post on Twitter, and it was like 2 pictures, like a screenshot of obviously these messages, and then a screenshot of his bank balance. And he was like, "Good morning. Did your sugar mama send you any money today? Because mine did." And she sent like $1,000.
Must be nice.
I know. And I was thinking, would I have one? Really?
Yeah. End of. There you go. Question asked and answered.
Would you? What if it involved? What if it involved like sleeping with them and stuff?
I think it depends really, innit? Because you're saying sugar mums as if to say like that's just one category, like old woman who, you know what I mean? But you could have any woman that's a bit older than you. She could be nice looking, do you know what I mean? She could even be 30, 40, young still, do you know what I mean? Wants to treat you nice, that would still be classed as a sugar mums, isn't it?
What if it was like
you're talking like 60s. Just an old woman who wants to take you to Dubai, fucking Margaret or something. wants to nice you up in Dubai, Louis.
Retired Kathleen, she's 65, retired, she got a bag. And she wants
divorced twice. That's where the bag came from.
Do you have to make eye contact?
Yeah, she wants you to sleep with her.
She wants make love or what?
Yeah. But she's sending you like money whenever you need it. No questions asked.
Listen, change my profession to gigolo. I'm there.
Yeah.
Listen.
I think so. Yeah. Why not? Why would you not?
I don't know. Because what if you fuck it up and you just can't sleep with it?
Viagra.
You're just too old, baby.
Yeah, man, when she shows you them zeros in the account, peace will be going up. Trust me. She's saying, you sure you can't get it up? What about now? Check your bank account.
Yeah, the more zeros, the harder it gets.
I don't know. It's a tough one for me.
What? For you?
Yeah.
I think like you're saying, it depends on the woman.
I got standards, boy.
It depends on the woman. Standards.
Those standards don't include hygiene.
Stop incriminating me, boys. Yeah, but because like obviously there's let's be honest, all these girls on Instagram. Come on, you ain't going to Ibiza, Dubai, Marbella, Mykonos, all in the same year. From working at fucking...
Damn, I do recruitment.
Yeah, come on.
I see ya.
Sugar daddies all over the gaff. Must be. But then it's like, do they actually sleep with them?
Some of them probably do. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, it's just one of them ones. Some guys, I've seen some chicks that, do you know what I mean, they're just getting sent money, never even met a guy. Couple of feet pics and that, innit? And do you know what I mean, they made their money, then take themselves to Dubai. But like I say, it's one of them where sugar daddy's taking you with himself, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to want something in return. That's what I'm saying.
Otherwise, a one-way ticket again left in Dubai. It's kind of go on. And you can't go to Dubai, you can't be in Dubai broke. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
A lot wouldn't admit it. But the thing is, though, if you did admit it, I'd be like, nah, fair enough.
I would say if there's I don't know about obviously going away with old men and old women and that, innit? But if anyone was to just pop up and say, Rod, £500, send me 2 feet pics, listen, have that. Rapid, literally right away. Here's the PayPal, send that.
And what do you think's worse, that a sugar daddy or being an escort?
Oh,
well, not worse, but which one do you reckon's?
You better get hated on.
I know, yes.
Controversial topics.
To be fair, right, isn't it weird that you can go to like a massage place and get someone to touch you all over and make you feel good, but if it extends to genitals, that's it then. It's totally different. Everyone just loses their minds about it.
But then again, you can go to massage places and get a happy ending at the end.
Oh, is that experience?
No, Jahz was telling me this.
Apparently.
He's been to quite a few in Manchester, apparently.
Nah, I don't run that. But like you say, one of them ones, obviously, because see what my mum's shop that she runs, obviously you get guys that go in there, and that's a normal massage place, isn't it? And obviously guys are coming in like, raw. Expecting that, and she has to tell them like, it's not that, and you get the mad guys that are just kicking off because, you know what I mean, I can't get a little thing at the end, or do you know what I mean, they won't, do you know what I mean, girls are coming in to give you the massage and you just stood there naked like this. It's not that place, my guy.
Oh my god,
do you know what I mean?
That shows we were talking about this last time, wasn't it? Yeah. Like, we'll send dick pics for free. We're fucking stupid.
Yeah, because that's just men for you. Men are just we're
disgusting though.
Mate, that's what some guys do, and some guys would just be like, yeah, just out of the blue.
That's where it goes. Mate, we're just failures. We are just failures, bro. I see something else on Twitter. It was some girl was posting like workouts, and she had like she'd put a towel like around the waist to obviously cover her bum while she was doing some sort of workout. And somebody commented saying something like, "In it matter how like girls have to do this, blah 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 blah." And then some guy commented saying, she posts pics on Instagram, but then in the gym she's scared. What a slag and all this. And I was like, I said, this is the exact problem. Just because she posts whatever she wants to post on Instagram does not mean that you can be a creep at the gym and stare out. Do you know what I mean? It's just
our opinions of ourselves are so high. We think that we just get our fucking mole rats out in the middle of nowhere. A woman's just gonna go, oh yeah, go on, put it in my mouth. Go on, put it in and around.
I always think the thing is with them kind of, you know, when someone does something mad like that and you're thinking like, how do you expect that to work? And I always think like, that must have worked once upon a time, because that's why people try it. Like, it must have worked once for man them to just be out there trying it like that. Like, they must know, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
From experience.
It might be 1 in a million, might be 1 in 1,000 in it, but they know it works. One day they're gonna, you know what I mean, you'll be out with your guy that's always moving reckless like that, and do you know what I mean, just shout. So he's always shouting, I'll suck my dick to girls. And one day someone's gonna turn around. That's what I'm saying. 99% of the time you're thinking you're weird, but one day you'll be out with him and that'll just, someone girl will be like, okay, and you're thinking, well, Okay.
It works.
That's what
I can guarantee it does not work.
You can guarantee it. How do you know?
Trying to test it.
Women ain't stupid, bro. They're stupid, bro.
Like, nah, it's like them, man. You know, like catcalling off sites and that. And, you know what I mean? Just whistling, get your tits out, like random women just gonna get their tits out on the street.
Has that ever worked? Like, is there one guy on one?
There must be a woman out there that done it.
On one building site that said, "Hey, I did it."
And it worked.
It worked. She got both of them, mate.
I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a tradition.
Man would be scared. Women are getting tits out. They're like,
You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. Panic. That's why gender.
just run on. Yo, she done it.
I just strongly believe that gender's just so shit.
That's why OnlyFans is so big now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we said this last time.
Take advantage. Do it.
How? We can't because we're shit.
I don't mean us. I mean them.
Oh, yeah,
fair
enough. So would you start an OnlyFans if you could?
Not what do you mean? Like if I could, as if I had a fan base that was actually going to go and view it.
Nah, if you were guaranteed to get a fan, like women, like any girl could start your OnlyFans tomorrow, and they'd be making bag in 6 months' time.
Yeah, there's someone out there there's a lot of people out there that
you don't even need to be famous. You just need to be half famous and have not fans, but you know what I mean. If you're a guy that I don't know goes gym, you're a big man. Do you know what I mean? Got a nice little Insta and that. Like there'll be girls that are looking to spend that money in it the same way as. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think there is.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's like what do you call it? Like the girl next door thing. Like people always like, why do man spend money on there when there's bare porn for free? But obviously, do you know what I mean? When a guy sees, a girl I used to go to school with, like, do you know what I mean? He wants to see like, oh, right, do you know what I mean? I know her. I want to try and see that, innit? Do you know what I mean? There's bare free porn out there. There is obviously, but do you know what I mean? A guy will be thinking, right, I want to see what her body's saying, innit? Do you know what I mean? That's why people are going to spend money on that when there's free porn, because they want to see, do you know what I mean? The people they can't see, or do you know what I mean? I look a crush on her in school, now she does OnlyFans. Right, spend that 6 years. So that's why. And I think it's too natural. I think it's the other way around, experience. But I reckon it's the other way around, same as, you know what I mean? Like you say, if you've got a little bit of a following and that, and you've got a nice body, and there's girls that are feeling you, some girls would be like, right, you know what I mean? I'm kind of wondering what that's looking like. And they'll spend that little bit of money, innit? You might not get the biggest following, but if I had a little fan base there and they were looking to spend, I don't know, £30 a month on Rizzle.
I don't think you're making money on dick pics though.
Nah,
that's what I mean. You got to have that fan base that just wants to see you. No matter what you're posting, they just want to see it. You know what I mean? Them kind of people.
But then that's the thing again. We got to work twice as hard. Birds could just
girls ain't
don't even have to be naked. Girls don't even have to be naked. They just can be like bikini or whatever, and it just
them ones there. Like pure man would probably like if they had one, and you know what I mean, a spicy thing popped up and was like, let me see it for free, man. I would just send that over.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? That's what man I like.
We're stupid, mate.
Because even like Snapchat has them now, don't they? Like Snapchat Premium and stuff, where you can people have to pay to be able to just view a Snapchat.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's like Snapchat they're doing themselves. I think more like people that have a private one and they'll make you pay to, like, do you know what I mean, have the name for it in it. But I don't think it's like
that's mad.
There's like an actual Snapchat thing where you can upgrade to premium and then, do you know what I mean? It goes through Snapchat.
See, they're entrepreneurs. That's what it is. Can't knock it.
Like you say, obviously women have got the upper hand there in it because obviously there's a lot more men that are just looking to spend that money on a girl than it is the other way around. 100%.
Imagine if you got paid for every girl that you slept with.
Some man would be rich, some man would be broke. Some man would be rich, some man would be broke.
Subway.
Riz would be very rich right now.
Listen, I'm nice for the week. And I'm broke. Trust me.
Man. What was mate, tell him what you were telling me before about the taxi driver.
What about? The little Uber thing that pisses me off now, like when you jump in an Uber and they want to ask where you're going.
Right. Okay.
Which like doesn't make sense. You book it all through the app. Here's where I am. Here's where I'm going. You get in the car and they're like, oh yeah, Jahz. I'm like, yeah. Like, where you going? It's on the screen. You don't really want to start an argument, but it's a bit stupid to ask where you're going. I'm not booking through this. It's just on the screen, isn't it? Doesn't make no sense why you're asking me, but I don't even know why they do it. I was going to try and think of a reason, but I can't think of any reason why they would ask you where you're going. It's on the screen, boss. Come on, now. Let's not play games. Trying to start like convo, man.
It's weird that Uber though, you can actually set it so they don't even talk to you, can't you? Like as soon as before you get in, you can say, listen, don't talk to me.
Can you?
Don't chat to me, bro.
I can do that in any taxi if you're me. Listen, don't chat to me. Don't chat to me.
That's what antisocial we are now, though.
Got important business on Instagram to scroll through. Got important business on Instagram to scroll through, don't you?
No, were you fucking telling me about the guy that dropped you off and then took you back?
So this time I had a black cab once, and I've been using some new app, and I got a black cab back with my ex now from a night out, and got the black cab, got back to mine literally up the road from my cash point at the end of my road at the shops. Man's like, you can't get out. I'm like, obviously I leave the missus here, she's in Hills, we're both waved, I'm not gonna run, do you know what I mean? She's staying here. He's like, nah, I won't open the doors, obviously it's a black cab and that, I'll take you back to the station. It's like threatening, I'm gonna message through to all the other drivers, like, so you can't get a lift and that, blah blah. So I'm like, alright, run me back. Cool, jump in the next cab. The guy's like, yo, just look at this little thing here, download this app, you get £10 off your first ride. My ride was £9, so I got back free of charge. I was nice, so I wanted to message the other guy and obviously let him know that he kind of got fucked over. He should have let me jump out of the cash point, give him the money. That would have been a little money in his pocket, innit? But obviously went back, got the finesse ride, and I've been using the app since. I don't want to promote it because we don't really get paid for that kind of stuff, but soon land the promos. But no, it was a good night, and I've been using it ever since. It's a nice one.
It's just, to me, it feels good. To me, it's the fact that the guy took him back.
I know. Would it cost you even more? It cost him more money just to take you back.
I've done 2 free rides now. So I've got 3 free rides on that.
So it took him almost near his house, took him back just to say,
because I wanted to get out and pay from the cash point money. I didn't have any money on me. But
surely, if you're going to do something like that, you take them far away. Listen, I'm going to drop you off 20 miles away from your house.
That's what I mean. Usually they're like, I'm going to run your police station or something like that. That's what they usually say. But no, straight back to Piccadilly, next cab, free cab home. I was nice. It was a good night.
He's fucking stupid.
Was he male?
He was.
Yeah, should have sent him a dick pic. Been alright.
That explains. That explains everything.
So yeah.
But no, man. Jahz, you got to tell us some stories, man.
Trying to think of some stories of recent. There ain't really been much madness going on. It's been COVID and it's been lockdown, isn't it? So
yeah, it's been quiet.
It has been mad.
What have you actually been doing?
Started uni, innit? So third weekend doing music production and what's it called now? Performance, like learning to DJ, innit? But it's just the other part of the course. Just been doing that. It's a bit long with COVID because obviously what they're doing at the moment is learn from online at first, and then they're saying they split our group into 2, like 18 people, and then half of you going one week, half of you going the other week. And so I was in this week, don't go in next week, going the week after. So that's alright, but it's a bit hard to learn set stuff in it over the laptop when you're on Zoom meeting.
So what do you do when you're off? When
I'm off at the moment on this, trying to slap a few beats together and that.
Right.
And one's there working behind the scenes. So yeah, just like you lot really, innit? Trying to get a nice little space, get something set up, like a little studio space with my sister's boyfriend, and then just work from there really. We've got a few people, he's doing music management, I'm doing like the production, we've got another 1 or 2 guys that do producing as well, and then a few artists that he runs through him. So just trying to get started up really and make a little name in it.
Okay.
So should be alright.
Yeah, go for it, why not? There's no reason why not.
Nothing else to do right now. COVID, the world's coming to an end, so let's try and secure everything you can before it's done.
Don't jinx it. No, but you just gotta go for it. It's like what we do. It's just we just go for it, don't we?
There's the amount of people that we know that want to do it but just don't.
That's it, just scared to start, or I don't know where to start, and just grab your stuff.
Singers that post on Instagram all day singing but never actually release any music.
That's what I mean, just pure covers.
Yeah.
Pure covers, and they're good, but they just don't.
It's not even like a full cover, it'd be like a 30-second cover of a song, and then they say, "Oh, I've got stuff in the pipeline. I'm working on this sort of music." They post videos of them in the studio or pictures in the studio, and never actually release anything.
A lot of people are scared to put stuff out there. Like obviously, I know a lot of people are like, you want to take the pictures and look like you're doing, and people are like, do you know what I mean? Like, something's gonna come, or do you know what I mean? I check them in there in the studio, they're doing this and that, but do you know what I mean? They're scared. So if they've not really put anything out before, you're scared to put something out on it because I think your main one is, even if you know you're good and people have told you good, innit? You're just, the first thing you're thinking in your head is like, what am my close circle gonna say, or what am I? Do you know what I mean? Like my regular people that I know from school or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whoever you got on your Instagram that you sent me, not just random people. Like, you're gonna be scared what they're gonna say, innit? Like with me, when I first started like making a few beats and that, I didn't want to send it to anyone. In my head, I'm thinking it's good, and then when I'm listening, like I want to send it to like my mates and that, and then I'm thinking, don't really like, let me do more to it before I send it, or it's not sounding. You know what I mean? You're getting a bit weary, but now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'll just send it, put it out there. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Jump off my Instagram.
The thing is, guys, if you don't ever share anything with anybody, then you never actually get any feedback, so you don't know what it is that you're doing wrong, what it is you're doing right. And it's the same for all of them. Like they're all scared of like posting things because they think that I'll get this one perfect song, and then when I release that, that's it. I'm big time. That never happens. It just doesn't happen.
That one every now and again you might get that. But even then, that one big song came off a few other songs.
I saw quite a few over lockdown, like on TikTok and stuff, where people were just posting like little 30-second clips or whatever, using like the audio, and then the song ended up blowing up or whatever. But that's not. That's.
I think obviously a lot of people are looking for like you say, it's a rare occasion.
It's a very rare occasion.
I think a lot of people see like, do you know what I mean? They see like a one big song come out and they just think like, right, this must be this person's. Do you know what I mean? First song, but like if you actually YouTube their name and like you got, do you know what I mean, videos from the 3-4 years ago, a couple hundred views.
Any release like that, you don't know. You just don't know the backstory. You don't know everything they've had to do to get to that point.
That's what I mean. If you're nice and you know a few people and you can, you know what I mean, chuck a shit song together, but you got the right people to promote it, then do you know what I mean, you'll still do numbers off a shit song. But most people, like you say, you're building up, and eventually you'll get that one thing that people are vibing off, and that'll be the one that blows you up in it. So
that's what we're hoping for.
I mean, that's what we discussed that so many times, that we've been making music for around 10 years, maybe more now, and you know, no one can deny that it sounds like we know what we're doing. Whether you like it or not is totally 100%. Based on your opinion in it. So I'm not got a problem with that. But we definitely can make a song from start to finish that sounds of a certain standard.
That's what I mean.
And we're 10 years in, nowhere near slowing down. We're not going to stop at any point. But why do people think that they can just do it in like 30 seconds?
That's what I mean, overnight.
We've been doing it for 10 years, releasing stuff constantly. We make more albums and mixtapes than most people we've ever seen.
Literally, it's like that. You bring out one album and it's got 10 songs on it, but people didn't see like the other, I don't even know, like let's say you do the other 50 songs that you just recorded that might have made it to that, they just sit there.
If they look at the Spotify and see what there's like 30 something songs on it, maybe more, they don't see there's 400 already that
that's
you know
what I mean. All the outtakes
we're like years deep in tracks. And you know, why do people expect that they're just going to go make one and that's it
and just blow up? And like, just think, we'll live off that. Even if you do blow up off that, like that ain't going to be enough. That'll die down real soon.
And then the thing is, if you've got one song, you blow up. Like, I was talking about this with my brother the other day. So if you got the one song and it blows up, it's so much easier for you to fall off after that one song because
get a bit ahead of yourself.
Because you've set the bar there, boom, with this one song, and you have no other songs underneath it to help it stay there. Do you know what I mean?
You got lucky with that song. You ain't got nothing to.
Whereas if you release a bunch of songs and then nobody like listens to or pays attention or whatever, you got loads of songs, and then one day you release one and it blows up. The first thing people are going to do is go, oh shit, what else has he got? And then they're going to listen to your other stuff. And some people will like it, some people won't. But that's going to build a foundation that's going to keep you at the top with that one song that's blown up. And then the next thing you release, you've already got that foundation of a fan base there that will help your next songs to stay at that level from then on. Whereas if you just release the one song and it blows up, your next song could be completely shit.
It needs to be a banger,
and it'll fall off. And
I think that's what people
you see it happen so many times with so many people. You look at Rams.
Yeah, he went off on like a mental illness one as well, and obviously that was a bit peak for him. And he's come back. Yeah, he went off on a mental illness.
He had barking and then fell off.
Yeah, he had that time when his parents were like, I don't know if it was his parents or not who he lives with, obviously it's not a personal thing, but obviously his mum was like, and his family and like weren't even looking to let him out the house, innit, because he was gonna just done himself, innit.
Is that the one? I didn't know that.
So, but yeah, he's had a couple of bangers since he's come back on after the mental health. So obviously he's calmed down.
Use a different example.
After the mental health, once he's gone down in that, he's released like I think like last couple of tracks he's had out are bangers, you know. I'm not gonna lie. So it's alright.
Heard bangers.
No, you must have heard that. She belongs to the streets. That's right.
I've not heard that.
No, what? How does it go now? I'll have to bang it on it one time. You'll know it. Once I bang it, you'll know it.
But there's another example, Be Young, for exple.
Yeah, he's a bit slow on releasing tracks, isn't he? I don't know if he's not even bought an album.
It's just because he set the bar too high, would you imagine?
Most of his songs, like, do you know them ones there, like they come out and they sound bangers, but if you was to listen to like the first 20 seconds of all of his songs that he brought out, then you'd notice how like the same they sound. Same with NSG, like they all sound like bangers. I'll listen to their songs, but I can't remember what it was. It must have been on Instagram one time, and it was like, this is the start of 6 NSG songs, and every single it sounded exactly the same.
That's the thing as well. Yeah, that's the thing as well. So when you do the one song that blows up, You got to stick
to that.
You got to stick with it. Yeah, you got to stick with that genre because that's what everyone now thinks you do. Because that's the only thing you've got out. Do you know what I mean?
And that's why I saw with some man to change over genre. Like, see this Dino on drill and trap thing. I can't rate it. Like, I just.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not you, Dino. Just keep to your high notes and then choruses and then them kind of songs where you're singing away and you're hitting them mad notes and that's you right there. But drill is not you. Trap is not Dino.
It's hard.
You know what I mean?
The time where nobody knows you, that's when you can experiment. That's when you should that's when you should be releasing stuff, constantly putting stuff out, because then when the time comes, nobody's going to say, oh, it was an overnight success or blah blah blah.
That's what I think a lot of people forget as well. Let's say like you chuck your stuff out and you're not really like, say if I was to chuck my stuff out, I've only been making music for like 3-4 years. So if I was to chuck my stuff out and someone was like, oh, I don't like it, you know what I mean? People are like scared, oh, I don't really want to put anything else out because people are saying they don't like it. Like Drake can put a song out and some people will say they don't like it, do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter where you are do you know what I mean? From no one to someone, like, do you know what I mean? There's always going to be some people that like your music, there's always going to be people that don't like it, innit? So
and people even think that like Drake will just releases a song and that's it. Whereas if you look back at his career and see, like, I remember the first time I heard Drake, it was Find Your Love, the one that was produced by Kanye West, and I listened to that, liked it because I was a Kanye West fan. I could tell he produced it, so I listened to his other stuff, and there's so many tracks that I've listened to or had on where someone's gone, oh, who's this? And I said, it's Drake. I said, oh, I've never heard that before. I was
ones, the undercover ones.
I was like, because people don't understand that he's probably made about 300-400 songs before he blew.
Stupid amount of songs. Seen all like this, do you know, people take the piss out of him for like all the stuff that he done before he was famous, like, you know, that I don't know what it must have been, was that what it's called, that series or whatever it was, like where he was in school and he was doing mad fruity stuff it is what it is. Obviously he was on TV. What is that, a presenter as well? No, I think he done some presenting as well before he got famous in it, but like you've seen the pictures of him before he was famous, he looks, do you know what I mean, he weren't Drizzy Drake the man back then. Exactly. With them mad ass boot cuts on him.
It's hard work. It's just because we're living in an era where it's like somebody could do, like, for example, you look at Ferdy. Remember Ferdy? Like, you could go famous just like that,
literally
from nothing.
Viral. That's what it is. People going viral.
So everyone's.
Are you coming fast?
Literally. So everyone's just chasing that moment, but it's not like that.
Them ones, you
still got to work hard and you still got to put the effort in and stuff. You can't, like, situations like the Ferdy situation, like, how long had that video been out before it went viral? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Who even posted it? Was it the guy on the bike? Like, what? Like,
I don't even know. It was just on the internet somewhere, and then somebody posted it and it went viral, and then that's it.
I feel like a lot of people are trying to go viral, and that's when you know, because all the viral videos that I see are like literally where just something's happened by accident, or someone's caught slipping, or do you know what I mean? Something's happened and it weren't meant to happen. It was just caught on video, and that's what makes it go viral. Whereas when someone's clearly trying, like, it's not funny.
Nobody looks at people that are super successful and tries to emulate how they got there. They all just look at the people that got it off just pure luck.
That's
and
it,
go,
the overnight
oh,
ones.
that'll be me. That. Yeah. It's like, well, why are you striving for that? Like, look at the people that are working hard. Or people can watch like Michael Jordan's documentary and think he's a sick guy, and then go out and just do fuck all.
That's it.
They're not inspired by it. They just see someone who achieves through hard work and goes, nah, it's too hard, that I'm not going to do that.
So I feel like you can't hold it up. Like, if you do make it overnight, and a lot of people do, like, obviously if you know what you're doing, then you're alright. But if you make it overnight on something that you're not really too sure about, and then people are expecting a lot from you, and you ain't got no experience in that, you ain't got no education in that, do you know what I mean? Like, if I was luckily, when I first started doing this, obviously it's fairly simple to chuck a basic beat together. But if someone jumped on that, and then, do you know what I mean, next day I'm getting phone calls, can you do this, can you do that, can you do this, can you do that? I'm thinking, right, literally been like, do you know what I mean, I've been slapping beats together for a week, and now I'm expected to go and do an album with, do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Like, you can't, if you do blow overnight, people are going to expect you to know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, do you know what I mean, you can get into that situation you want to be in, and people will be like, right, you don't really know what you're doing, and you can get dropped from that situation. And then when you do eventually go and educate yourself, people are just going to think, no, you don't really, do you know what I mean, you've had that opportunity.
They're just going to look at you've had the opportunity and let it slip.
If you had the education, and do you know what I mean, when you got there you would have been ready for that, innit? But you get in there and you're not ready for it.
we were releasing from the start, weren't we? As soon as we started making music, we released it straight away,
and it wasn't as good as it is now.
No, not at all. If I go back to my old beats, you can hear the progression, and you can hear you know what I mean, you can hear where you've advanced over the time.
It's still up. It's still up.
We listen to our old stuff, and it's like, and we're like, yeah, but
you can go and do remakes. That was alright. Now you know what you're doing. You can go and do remakes. And one's there where you chuck something together like a couple of years back, and you didn't know how to do, I don't know, this effect, or didn't know how to make it sound like this, but now you know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Grab that and remake it. So many people do it.
Yeah, there's certain songs where I can look back and just go, you you know what? If the music scene was in the right place, this would go off. This one.
That's it. You get people that bring out albums, like let's say someone don't do nothing for time and they just want a bit of extra money, like Famous, and they're thinking, you know what? Just grab like 10 songs from time ago and slap it on an album. Boom, take that out. You're not even jumping in the studio once. That's the album just come out.
Yeah,
people do it all the time. Especially if you're big, like I read a story about Beyonce. She got asked to do an album in it, and they wanted like, I don't know, 10, 15 songs, and she gave them like 70 songs for it. Do you know what I mean? And it's Beyonce, and I guarantee them other, do you know what I mean, 55 songs, most of them were probably bangers as well. She can just like grab another 10 of them songs on an album, that's selling, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, even Chris Brown did that, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just went, I've got all this unreleased music. Have it all.
I'm just going to put 40 on an album because I can.
Well, people they only see like the singles he releases and just thinks, oh yeah, he's been working on that song. It's like, nah, he's probably in the studio every day just doing track after track after track. And then when
That's
the time
dream,
comes,
I'd love that.
That's what I
and
mean.
when the time comes, a record label says, listen, we need these tracks, and
when the money's nice, that's when you can do that.
Yeah.
When you ain't got to think, right, I would, but you know, gotta
go to my 9 to 5.
Damn ones, if you want that electric on in a studio.
But that's one of the reasons why I always say to us, like, we've got, you've got to work the same as people that are successful. Like you see Chris Brown making music every day, you need to still do that. Regardless of
squeeze it in whenever you can.
Yeah, because we're working and we're still making 10, 15 songs a month, something like that.
Light work.
Yeah, we're working on 2 albums at the same time,
work.
and yeah, that's outside of our normal life. And yeah, it can be a bit difficult sometimes, and you spend 6-7 hours up until like 2-3 in the morning working on it. But how do you expect to make it without putting the work in?
There's even like not even just outside of music, like there's people that don't do anything and then they're like, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. Like, you've got all the time there to do it. You don't do anything, do it.
That's how it is. Sometimes you can't, you're just expecting to start off with the best. Like some people will be like, oh, I want to do music, but they're just expecting to start off in this thing.
Yeah, and it's
do
like,
you know what I mean, have everything that they need, all this, and do you know what I mean, the equipment, the software, everything.
It's like with anything, you gotta expect
somewhere.
to start at the lowest point of whatever it is you want to do.
I started off on an old laptop, big crack through the screen. Do you know what I mean? Couldn't see half my stuff on trial version of FL.
Yeah.
We're using, what was it, like an old stereo that I could plug an auxiliary in, like old, literally a CD stereo. We just had 2 speakers attached to the side. That's what I was working with. And then, do you know what I mean, when I bought myself a little MIDI keyboard and 25 keys, and then, do you know what I mean, work yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're getting little bits over time on it, but that's why then people like, do you know what I mean, you haven't really, if you want a full studio setup, like no one's really got that money. And if you have got that money and you've not done it before, I wouldn't say like, do you know what I mean, go and spend 10-15 grand on a studio just because you feel like you want to do it. You need to get into it, know you want to do it, and then go and spend that money on it.
The limitations you have when you first start can actually make you better over time. Like say for example, when I started, I was using just like an old really like crappy computer, and I couldn't actually have more than 1 reverb plug-in on without it just dying on me. So I had to
remember those days.
Yeah, so I had to learn how to make the music. I made the music and it would sound shit. But then I had to learn how to make it better without using loads of effects to make it better.
That's it. So you have to go through the long routes of doing stuff.
Yeah. So my choice of instrument got better, and my choice of like samples got better, and just overall arrangement was better. And then once I had the money to be able to upgrade, I could start adding in effects. I started learning how to use them properly. Then.
That's what I mean. That's how it works out. Like you say, you just got to work over time, build yourself up. And well, so I wouldn't say save yourself a bit of money in it, but obviously buying stuff over time rather than just trying to get everything at once is a myth.
Because people like they idolise someone like maybe Floyd Mayweather and people like that, in a totally different hobby. So in sport, like you see someone like Floyd and he's got like an extreme work ethic. Like he got that because when he was younger he had to struggle all the time. So when he moved into boxing, that struggle is just normal. That's just every day for him. So being able to get to that level of boxing is just natural in it because he's been doing that his entire life. It's the same thing in any skill.
I think some people, like you say, obviously at the start he's got that work ethic as well, because obviously, do you know what I mean, like you say, he would have been maybe broke or whatever, he didn't have nothing, you're working hard, and then when he got that first big payment, that would have been like, right, do you know what I mean, it's working. And then, do you know what I mean, you keep the work ethic there because obviously you know more big payments are going to come in, whereas some people you might be working just as hard as him, but because you haven't, do you know what I mean, broken that wall yet, and you still haven't had your first big break or first big payment, you know what I mean, people fall off because they're thinking, right, I'm doing everything the same as him, but this week, do you know what I mean, he's made God knows how much, he makes a couple of minutes a week or whatever, and you've made nothing, do you know what I mean, you're going to end up falling off on it, but you need to just, once you get to that level, like you say, just getting yourself there, getting yourself known, and then when you do, well, not even when you do deserve it, some people take longer than others, but once you get that first little, do you know what I mean, reward back from all your work and that's when you know But
It's
you know what I mean? It's worth doing.
Just building that foundation. Everything that you do, like you said, saying even with sport, you look at like Ronaldo. Like it wasn't but there's so many stories that I see of like people saying like, oh, I used to come to the training ground and hit like 20 free kicks and like none of them would go in. And then he'd go out on a Saturday and bang one top bins, and it's like, yeah, that's because he built that foundation at training.
That was it.
Do you know what I mean? And then when the time came, he was ready for it. And that's with anything. Like people, I think the problem is with our generation is that we're just so used to complaining.
That's it.
Instead of actually getting anything done.
Yeah.
And then you go on social media, and it's just a bunch of people telling you that
looking like
complaining's good. Nah, that complaining's good. So like, you think to yourself, like people think to themselves, oh, I can't go to the gym. Can't be bothered. I don't feel well today. And then you go on Instagram and it'll be like, yeah, you don't need to go to the gym today. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Oh, I know. There's so many
there's so much of that.
Motivational posters. They're actually demotivational posters.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's so bad.
It's okay to put on a lot of weight through lockdown. Why? It is no different to any other time in your life. If you eat too much and put on weight, you're eating too much and then putting on weight. It's got nothing to do with the lockdown. There's so many other things you could be doing. I mean, it doesn't have to just be exercise. It could be get out, walk the dog.
Anything productive, really, innit? Do you know what I mean?
And that's kind of where it starts, really. If you wanna do anything, or you got something in mind that you want to start, or whatever, it starts with the little things that you do day to day. Like if you can't be bothered doing them, how the fuck are you gonna, get the courage or confidence to start your clothing brand that you want to start, whatever. Do you know what I mean? If you can't even be asked to get up and walk the dog.
If you think it's hassle now, cause, you know what I mean?
You think getting up and walking the dog, going to the gym is hassle, or making tea or whatever.
You start your own little business.
But you want to start a business, big man. Have I got news for you?
Want to start a business, but can't even make your own bed.
Literally don't.
And our generation is just so good at just complaining
people that do
about
like hand printed jumpers and, do you know what I mean, get a little, like, I don't know, 10 customers in and they think, oh, I've just Saturday night, I want to go out, but I've got like 10 jumpers to hand print, whatever, blah blah. But you want to start a business of your own, do you know what I mean? You think 10 customers is a lot on a Saturday, but you want to blow up and have, do you know what I mean, you could have like a couple hundred orders over the weekend, your whole weekend's done. But listen, obviously weekend, do you know what I mean, just run your thing, and obviously when it comes around to having your own company and you've got people doing that for you and you just got money coming in, then you're sitting there nice, but people don't want to. I feel like it's too much on Instagram with just seeing young people with money. Obviously some people have got their money
most
through
of it's fake though,
working hard. Some people obviously faking the fuck out of it because Instagram. Some people obviously, do you know what I mean, they're lucky enough to have parents that are well off. Do you know what I mean? I can't hate on that, but do you know what I mean, you're seeing it, and you're seeing young people with this, that and the other and looking like they've made it, or they have actually made it through just hard work or being lucky. Do you know what I mean? I think people are just expecting it.
It's mental because
you're thinking, well, I'm not 23 with like this, that and the other, innit? Like most people
you see like kids on Instagram with like money and stuff, like younger than us, and you think, fucking cunts. But then when you actually deep it, it's like you can't actually hate on it because the parents, like if it's coming from the parents anyway, that's what I mean. They've worked hard so that the kids could have that lifestyle. And
there's two different ways, isn't there? Obviously there's them kids that are obviously faking it, like, oh, walking around a big house, look at my house, it's their parents' house, and then there's them kids that, do you know what I mean, they just happen to have nice stuff, and they, do you know what I mean, this, that and the other, they're not really trying to put it out there. But there's obviously people that are trying to, do you know what I mean, they'll go and sit in their dad's Ferrari on the drive and be like, oh, on Instagram, and try and make it look like it's theirs when it's not theirs. And then there's, like you say, the kids that are just, do you know what I mean, I just happen to have nice stuff, and I'm, do you know what I mean, I'm not trying to fake anything. Just this is my life, innit? And then some others that are trying to make it look like that's their life, but either way it puts people down, innit? Like,
it's that's one of the biggest reasons why people are so lazy now, though, is parents who've worked really hard and the kid hasn't had to see any struggle.
Yeah, true.
It's just,
even
if you don't see struggle, like, make them do something, you know what I mean, give them chores, make them, do you know what I mean, make them work for a little bit or whatever they're giving them, do you know what I mean, even if their pocket money is like fucking triple whatever mine was, and make them do the dishwasher, make them go and walk the dog, make them know that, do you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, the family's rich, but it's, do you know what I mean, it's my money.
My kids will still be working on it.
That's what I'm saying, like,
but you think I got this from sitting around?
That's the thing, like,
you think I'm making funny money?
Take like your grandparents, for example, like if you had your grandparents that have lived through like the war and things like that, like they've had to struggle growing up
100%.
and ration food and all sorts, and that's why they're so frugal and why they have a lot of money. And then their kids saw them struggle growing up, and then that's instilled in them, so they know the value of hard work then because they saw their parents do it. But then the generation under that, like mine or anyone younger than me then, is like well, all the struggles already been dealt with by the time it got to me. So all I've had is a really good life. How is it? So it's very
nice.
Yeah. So then it's difficult, then, isn't it, to be able to have the same work ethic when you've not had to see struggle.
That's what I mean. That's why I don't think you have to see it. Obviously, it's a bit easier when you see it because then it's like naturally in. Do you know what I mean? In a kid, in it. But I feel like it's like a controversial subject. Like if you ever got rich and you know what I mean, you had your kid. Like don't get me wrong, I would want to give him everything because I've got the money to do that and everything I might not have had when I was young. But at the same time, they need to know that one, this is my money, and two, it just, do you know what I mean? Just because I can give it out like that doesn't mean it's just, do you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Like, ask for this and you're gonna get it, because it ain't like that.
That's the vicious circle, though, isn't it? Like you always want to have better than what you've got, but then when you get it, there's other problems associated with that too. Exactly the same. Like so most of the best people that I know are people that have had difficult upbringings.
100%.
And the people that have been entitled and then just had whatever they wanted are just shit people most of the time. But that's what you want, innit? You want to get to the point where you can give your kid that life, but then you know what that also brings as well. They can be little assholes.
Just got to keep it secret until they're old enough.
Yeah,
that's it.
When they turn 18 and you're like, right, cool, so we're millionaires.
No,
what? You're telling me this whole time we had money? You made me eat water for 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Me. I'm rich. It's not we rich. I'm rich, and you lot live in my big ass house. That's all it is.
That's what ideally for me. It'd be great if I could have, if you know, we can get everything to take off over the next couple of years or whatever, and then when my kids grow up, when I have kids, I can give them jobs, and then they could have access to a high salary if they work.
That's what I mean. That's always nice as well. Being able to give your kid a job, because obviously it's hard these days to get a job. Let alone most of the guys I know that doing nice, and like a lot of, do you know what I mean? A lot of friends say, like, do you know what I mean? Their dad owns a business, they got in there from, do you know what I mean? 16, had a job. Do you know what I mean? The company's basically going to be theirs when they're old enough. Yeah, it's nice to live like that, but obviously, like you said, a lot of people don't, innit? So it's awkward. But like I said, if you can give your kid that job, or do you know what I mean, you've got somewhere where you can just be like, do you know what I mean, get involved. If you like it, you don't like it, do you know what I mean, go and do whatever you want to do. But if you do, there's a position here for you, do you know what I mean, you can learn. So much easier that way, isn't it? Because
if they want to have, like, live the life they want and have money, then I can give it to them, but I'm not giving it to you for free.
That's it.
Not a chance.
That's how you fucking make shit people.
Yeah.
Literally. That's how people just become shit, because they get everything given to them.
And that.
Yeah, exactly. People that have not got a clue what the real world's like.
So I've got one guy in it, he moans bare in it about this and that and hardship, this and that, rah, how hard his life is. His dad has just moved from they live together and obviously family. They've just moved from like one of the richest areas in my area, one of the richest neighbourhoods in my area, to another one of the richest neighbourhoods in my old area, innit? Their house is like 3 floors. There's about 6 bedrooms. There's about 4 bathrooms, big chandelier from, do you know what I mean, the top 3rd floor all the way down to the bottom. Dad's got a brand new Range Rover SVR. He didn't even like it, innit? He just said, the kids liked it, so I bought one. It's like 110 grand car. It's a 110 grand car. I just bought one because the kids said they like it, so I just bought one. And he's the one that moans the most out of all of us about hard upbringing. I don't think he's ever been in a house with less than 3 toilets. Don't work like that. Like, multiple holidays a year. I can't remember the last time I went away on a plane. Damn, he's going like that. 4 or 5 holidays a year. Like what was it now? They went on holiday to New York. No, not New York, America for 2 weeks, and they had this whole list of this is what we're gonna do for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, black family's never seen a list like this. The list said like, so this is the day we get there, 14th. Disney World Atlanta or whatever it is, Disney World this place, Disney World that place, shopping trip in this big shopping centre, then we're going to Staples Centre to see Miami Heat, see blah blah, next day we're going to this big old shopping centre, next day we're going to SeaWorld, next day we're going to the different Disneyland, next day we're going shopping here, like just shopping and Disneyland and basketball games, and they're like, bro, if I go on holiday, listen, most 1 or 2 activities, but the rest of the family just want to sit in the sun. They just want to sit in the sun. They just want to sit in the sun, and that's it, innit?
No black family goes on holiday and plans like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you just go and do activities until the money runs out.
The holiday money was spent on going on holiday. Once we're there, it's all inclusive. If you want to do anything that not all inclusive, then you better whack out some money on it. That's why we come on the all inclusive.
That's how it is.
It's all included. You know what I'm saying? So,
did you go to Islam as a kid?
No.
Or anything? Did you go to America though?
Yes, but I went to America because I was competing.
That's alright.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Another thing as well, because my guy went with him, he got like the daughter's got a boyfriend, and then the guy, obviously we're friends with, and he was meant to go with his girlfriend or whatever it was, in it, but she didn't end up going. They broke up, whatever. So that's why my guy went in, and I don't know how much money he took, but he said one day over there, the daughter was saying, I can't remember what it was. She didn't have any money or whatever. She couldn't find her card, so she's asked her dad, let me get some money to go shopping. Dad gave her money to go shopping on that one day. What he gave her was more than my guy took on the whole holiday. Do you know what I mean? But
for that one day
you go shopping, she's like, it's not enough. He chucked her a bit more. My guy's sitting there thinking, no, I didn't even bring that for the whole of American holiday. These times there, she's like, it's not enough. It's mad. It's a different lifestyle for some people.
It must be nice. It must be nice. But
that's why they like that.
But you just gotta work hard and you'll get there.
That's what I mean. I appreciate it a lot more.
Not a chance I'm doing that with my kid though.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
If they ask me for money for shopping, I'll go, well, why don't you just go and find a couple of things you like, and then I'll get you them. Not, I'll give you what, 500 quid and just go and spend all of it. Fuck off. Don't know the value. How are you supposed to know the value of money then if you just get it given to you like that?
You don't. That's what I mean. That's when you become a little cunt. That's literally it. That's the only word for it, isn't it? Like, just
it is.
Tell my kids, you go and show me a few things you want and come back and I'll tell you no. That's how it's working right now. That's how it's working. I'll tell you no. You might get it for Christmas. We'll see.
Do you remember them days like when you'd actually want stuff for Christmas and then
you don't writing down the code and that.
Christmas time comes and you don't know if you're getting it or not.
Them ones.
Well, yeah, because you get a list and you'd have loads of stuff on it, and then whatever your parents got you, because it was on that list and you wanted it was just great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the best.
Imagine if you just got everything. Like,
you'd be nice. I think you forget as well, when you're a kid, you're just expecting, obviously, you ain't going to get everything, but I feel like you don't realise all the other stuff that goes into it. Like, when you go out, stuff might not be in stock, do you know what I mean? It's kid stuff. It's going to fly off the shelves if you want the same as everyone else. But as a kid, you're just thinking, wow, what?
But then again, I just think it's our generation again, though. Yeah. That we didn't expect to get everything. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think generations now just...
Yeah,
they just expect
these ones. Yeah, once you get a bit older, I'm just happy to see the family for Christmas and just stuff my face. That's the main thing. I want to stuff my face. I just want to eat good food, and just get waved. Me, Uncle Ray, food. I just want all I care about. Like. That's what I said. My mum asked me like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, I don't like.
Nothing. I don't.
Like, there's nothing I want. If you want to grab me a little jacket or do you know what I mean, chuck me a bit of money, then cool, innit? But if I seriously got nothing and we're family and have food and that, there's not a complaint coming out my mouth, not at all.
These days, you log into Instagram on Christmas Day and it's like 1,000 presents on the screen.
It's like a competition, but just for Instagram, like, not for like your kids' happiness. It's just for Instagram, innit?
It's like, what?
They say they want to show how many things I got my kid, or how. Yeah, it's look at all my fancy brands that I got. That's all they want to post.
Yeah, that's cool and everything, but your kid's gonna go up and be a dickhead. Like
when I was a kid, there was one Christmas where I really wanted a bag, and I got all sorts of presents that I really liked, and I was dead thankful for it. And then my dad went, just go make us a brew, lad. And then when I went in the kitchen, that bag was there. Man, that moment, that's the moment you want your kids to have. And I still have that bag. I can't get rid of it because of the sentimental value that has.
That's good.
Oh, can you imagine kids these days? They don't give a fuck about stuff like that.
Mate, I remember my first Christmas. My first Christmas over here, and I wanted a Game Boy Color. And I was like, my mum was like, don't think Father Christmas got any of them, you know.
Might get a black I don't think
Father Christmas got any of them.
Don't know about the colour, but listen.
So then I open all these other presents, and obviously there's little bits and butts and whatever. And then there's one more present. I open it up, bro. It's Game Boy, bro. I was gassed.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Because there's set things on a list that you want. You're thinking they're the things I wouldn't mind not having, but there's a set of things on the list you're thinking I want.
Bro, I was gassed. I wasn't expecting it. I fully didn't expect it because in my mind, Father Christmas had run out Game Boy Colors, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn it, I should have had it sooner. But and then when I got it, I was so gassed. And now that I'm older, I think about it. I think they must have been expensive back then as well.
Yeah, they would have been back then.
And then I know that obviously my mum wasn't working and stuff.
I'm trying to think
times were hard and she still managed to get me one. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you just appreciate so much more. Whereas now it's like.
It's hard when you see how much they spend on Christmas. Like even now, like let's say like you don't have to have the biggest family, but when it comes to like you grow up, obviously you got a job, got a bit of money in your own pocket in it. Like let's say you're thinking like, do you know what I mean? I just want a few things for Christmas, and then you got you got your sister and your brother or whatever, and you're adding it all together really, innit? And when it comes to like you growing up, and do you know what I mean? You're thinking, right, I gotta get my sister. Do you know what I mean? Just one present for my sister, one present for my brother, and then maybe like a 2-3 for my mum or whatever, innit? And you're thinking that's adding up. Not forgetting that when she was doing it the other way around, she was getting, do you know know what I mean? Your brother had to have 10, 15, you had 10, 15, your sister had 10, 15, and then her brother, her sister, whatever, her own mum, her own dad, whatever, she's buying presents for all these people. You're thinking, right, just a little one present each for 4 people is looking expensive. You start forgetting like how much, you know what I mean? That's how much you're spending. And then you've also got to get through Christmas. And you've got, you know what I mean, paying all this travel here and there, because obviously, you know, men are getting waived. You know what I mean? No one's doing driving at Christmas. You're just spending on travel, food, and drink. On top of having to do the presents, and then you got New Year's a week after.
For me, I'm always skint come Christmas, because I'm not bothered at all about how much stuff costs, because I just want my whole family to just
feel nice.
Feel nice. So I spend however much I need to spend. I ask them all at the beginning of December, so what do you want? And then do you know what I mean? I get
just
it.
Tell them I have that.
What do you want? We'll see. But and then I just get it, and it's just a nice feeling, man. And I don't want anything in return.
That's what I'm saying. When you spend that money, you're thinking, right, it's a bit of what coming on your bank account, but like you say, when you hand it over and that, you think, right, no, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Because you know, especially like for my mum, because I know that she did that for me.
That's why I went through the struggle, so you didn't have to go through the struggle, isn't it? Well, it's a struggle being black these days, isn't it? But you know,
bro, it's always a struggle being black.
It's been a struggle being black since
400 years, man. To this day.
Struggle is real, bro.
To this day.
Again, I'm staying quiet.
Meanwhile, Dan's had no struggle at all.
My lad says to say no comment.
I think my struggle is because I didn't have struggle. I had to learn how to be able to work hard. Because I didn't have struggle. I think it's a struggle in itself, not having struggle, because it's so easy to be lazy. But I'm not, so I suppose I've done it right, I suppose. But
that's another thing that forces people, like you say, like obviously, do you know what I mean? If you've not really been through struggle, but you know someone's there, like say, obviously, if you've got nice parents and that, like, they're always gonna, do you know what I mean? You could just flop whatever you want. You could go into a job one day and just be like, do you know what, fuck this, and you know, like, do you know what I mean? Even though I'm not working, my parents will keep me nice and that. But some people really can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Like you're thinking, I fucking hate this job. But if I quit today, I'm fucked. Listen, I haven't sleep for dinner, bro. That's what it is. So some people really can't do that. But some people, like you say, if you've got no struggle, you know that I can just, you know what, I don't even want to do this anymore, and just cancel and be jobless bum for the next month, but you're living nice. And then some other people, do you know what I mean, they just got to stay at it, because you know what I mean, it's either that or don't eat, no electric, whatever, no travel.
It baffles me that some people don't actually know that other people struggle.
I know.
Yeah, I've been in situations where people have been like, you do this, or you do that, your mum and dad not pay for this, or and I'm like,
about what parents pay for, and I'm like,
what?
It makes you feel sick. That
I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Like, well, no, because my dad still pays my phone bill. I'm thinking, at 27 years old, your dad's still paying your phone bill. That's mad,
isn't it?
Like, surely that would have been transferred over to accounts from.
Bro, I learned the hard way. I got a phone when I was 18 and I couldn't pay it, and then got into debt. And then, do you know what I mean, learn over the years that you got to pay your
That's
shit.
What I mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you learn the hard way, bro.
That's what I mean.
Like,
no one to
you get some people who go,
innit?
what, you pay your own phone bill? And I'm like,
I got nothing to fall back on.
Phone bill? Big man like me, I'm not going to pay my own phone bill.
They move out and they're like, well, I didn't realise how much, like, do you know, I had to buy soap and that, bro. Like, I had to buy food and stuff. Like, don't just appear in the fridge and the cupboards, bro. Like, it's expenses. It's expenses that come out and you're not realising them. So many people don't realise all the expenses. Like, through the month, like you, do you know what I mean? Your mum don't live in your house, it's you running the house, innit? So, do you know what I mean? All them expenses through the month.
I've been running the house since I was 16.
That's what I mean.
All
them little expenses through the month that you don't even realise.
That first trip to Morrison's, bro, and I had to find out how much toilet paper was and everything. I was like,
how much? Expensive.
I'll just take the one roll, please.
Can I just take a roll out? I know, say boss man's.
But there's people at my age now, and they're just moving into their own place, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realise how much."
Oh no,
I find it baffling.
He was doing it since you were 16.
I find it, even if you did not, I find it baffling. You know, them ones that there can't do nothing for themselves. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even if I'm living at home, obviously, but even if when I'm at home, I'm doing everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning.
You're the same as me. Have you been doing it since you were like
young? That's what I'm saying, innit? So, but even if you weren't, I feel like surely your parents would have made you do it once or twice. How are you gonna move out and you don't have to use a washing machine?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Little things like that. Or you're gonna move out and all you know how to use is microwave and oven meals. Yeah. Like, surely I don't know anyone else, but I know so many of my friends, like, you just get forced into them situations from young. Like, they come in the kitchen, watch how I'm cooking. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can cook yourself and then, do you know what I mean? We're all around the same age. Like, I know people that are literally struggling. Like, oh, is it a fan oven or is it a fire one? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, struggling. Like, don't know how to put cereal in a bowl.
Mate, I was 9 years old. I wanted like some biscuits or something. My mum said, "Wash the dishes and you can have them." Bro, I jumped in that sink and washed them dishes.
That's what I'm saying.
Badly.
There was never anything for free.
Badly, but I washed them, and then I got my cookies and I was like,
That's how it gets,
this is how it goes. I couldn't tell you a time where like I've not done dishes. Like since I was 9 years old.
Like, I don't think I've ever, like, you know, when mates like obviously, let's say like earlier or whatever, and people are like, oh, what have you got to do today? Like, you know what I mean? Don't really say break it down to what I've got to do in it. But like, if I get up in the morning, it's clean the house every single day. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, when people are young, I think you clean the house yesterday, so why do you need to clean it again today? Because that's what you do. Do you know what I mean? Go downstairs, do the dishwasher, let the dog out, clean around, wipe the sides, little things like that. Just house daily tasks. Some people just don't even know about that. They get home, their mum's folded up, they're washing on their bed. Here's a little outfit for you to wear today. Dinner's ready. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like everything's just done.
Must be nice.
Do you know what I mean? That's it. It literally is. Must be nice.
Mate, I look back sometimes and I think like all my friendship group when I was younger, when I was in college or high school and stuff, like every single one of them, right now, all obviously same age as me, we're in totally different life spaces.
That's it.
For all of them. And I'm not going to shit on the kind of jobs that they have because any job's a good, an alright job.
Exactly.
But their aspirations are different to where they're at right now. And you know, I'm 28, so they're all same age as me. And I was never really that good in school in terms of being academic or anything like that. So I did really shit in high school. But then I found hard work and I did really well in college, etc. And after that, they went the opposite way. They like flew through high school and
expected the best when they got out.
Never needed to revise for anything and still did better than me. And I revised loads and still did really shit. And then they used to. I remember when we were picking our colleges and stuff, and I couldn't get into Winstanley because I just didn't do good enough. And I wanted to go to John Ribby, and loads of them were taking the piss out of me, saying like, "Oh well, Dan's going to St John Ribby while the rest of us are going to Winstanley." And then I meet them every so often now because after that point I was like, nah, I'm done with these kinds of people, that kind of negativity. When I meet them again now and they go, oh, what are you up to, Dan? And I'm like, yeah, I've got a house, I've got a dog, making bangers in my studio. We're just about to sign a lease on, you know, a unit somewhere because it's gotten to that point where we can have our own place.
I say, what are you doing? Expecting everyone to everything to just fall on their lap, and that's what they're doing.
I bought a brand new motorbike, things like that. Like, you know, I feel
things properly, basically.
Yeah, I feel pretty happy and I'm working hard. I'm working every day. I work 6 days a week, something like that, to afford all of it. And then they go, oh yeah, I'm working at Subway or something like that, still living with mum and dad. Failed my first year at uni, so I changed courses.
That's what I mean. They get through set things easy like that in school, and then they're expecting everything else to fall in their lap, and it don't work like that at all.
And then, and all of them want to change their lives, but they just don't have it in them anymore. It's just too far gone now. And I always think back, like, that could have been me.
A lot of people think that. They think, right, like, I could do it, but I'm too old. Like, do you know what I mean? Should have done it this time. Like, I've started uni this year, 26. Do you know what I mean? I should have done it at 18, but I was.
It's never too late.
I
don't think it is.
Never.
I think I'm like one of the oldest in my class.
I don't know why we think.
But I think it's never too late. Like, it's one of them ones. Like, even if I'd have started, I don't know, whatever profession you want to get into in it, but if you decide at 45 to do something, and then, do you know what I mean? You go, you know what I mean? Study for 4 years, and then you smash it. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you smash it at them and get, I don't know, make yourself a nice bit of money. You don't have to be a millionaire, but say you get rich, you got a couple $100 grand and that. Like, that's at 50 years old. I'm happy with that. That's cool. It doesn't matter when it comes. If it comes, I'm happy with it. Do you know what I mean? It would be nice to have it when you're a bit younger, because obviously, do you know what I mean? You're a bit more active. You're a bit more social, but
you're also a bit more stupid, so you're more likely to make stupid decisions. Whereas if you're a bit older, if you're a bit like, you see so many people going to uni and stuff after college and whatnot, and then they finish it at like 23 or whatever, and then like, for example, the job that we were doing when we was like 19, 20, like, how many people did we interview that had just come out of uni? Older than we are.
Qualifications,
qualifications, all this. Me and you, we had nothing, not been to college, nothing. We were interviewing them for jobs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, and we'd ask them like, oh, like, you finish uni, what is it? What do you actually want to do? Like, I don't know.
You don't know, so you just went something.
So you just wasted 3 years in uni for nothing, and now you don't actually know what to do. Whereas if you're a bit older, like you are now, and you know what you're doing, you know what you want to do with it. You got a clear plan of what you want to do once you've finished it as well. I feel like that's better than
that's what I mean. You can wasting. You can sit there wanting it and think, oh, I should have done this, but it's too late now. I should have done this, and too late now, and then you die and you didn't do nothing. Right, rather than just doing it, even if it's at a late stage, you still done it. It's still happened in your life, and you know what I mean. You still reap the rewards from it, whether you reap the rewards at 20 or at 60 years old. You know what I mean?
But uni's what, 3 years for most courses.
Yeah, most
3
courses
years is nothing. amazing. Like, you could do that at any stage of your life.
That's what I mean. Well, see, that's what I mean. If you're gonna go and do something else in 3 years, and do you know what I mean? Like, I want to do that, but do you know what I mean? I'll just stick to this, and it goes well. Then cool. But you'll be thinking, I can't be asked for that 3 years, and then 3 years later, you're still in exactly the same position where you should have just done in 3 years. I mean, I could have put this off again, and then think, next year. But then by the time I finish, I'm gonna be 30. Do you know what I mean? So you just gotta get up and force yourself to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? You might be a bit late, but it's better than never. Really,
there's loads of people that get to like 40 and decide they want to be a teacher or something like that. Like, so what? Go for it.
Or just think, you know what? Let me get into this. Whatever they want. Like, do you know what I mean? Go and study. Like, so many older people are studying, and that's when it costs you as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I luckily got into uni just through like having, because I didn't have no UCAS points when I signed up. Like, my UCAS was 0, and they said I needed.
Yeah, shit. How did you? Yeah,
just previous.
Let
work,
me know how you did
just
that.
Previous work, pretty much. You know? So just showed them a few of my stuff that I've done. Showed them that I was interested. Showed them that, do you know what I mean? It's not one of them like I've just decided yesterday I want to do music, and then next week I'm gonna quit. Like, it's been the last couple of years. I've got proof. Here's a bit of the music I've done. Here's, do you know what I mean? Things I've helped out with, shows I've been to, that I might have helped out behind the scenes, stuff like that. And if, do you know what I mean? You've got off a portfolio basically, like art. Do you know what I mean? You might not have never been to art school, but if you've got a whole book full of art that you've done, that you've just done at home, do you know what I mean? They'll get you in because they, do you know what I mean? They can see the interest. They can see that you've got a passion there in it. So
did you have to do any college stuff beforehand, or did you finish college beforehand?
Never been to college. Dropped out of, what did I do? I went to school, dropped out of sixth form like halfway through the year, and then had my hospital thing happen when I had my mad thing on my heart in it, and then was just hospital for 5 years, moved up here, and then when that stopped, I met you, innit? That was it. I've been here since.
The rest was history.
I've been here since, innit? So
you just basically showed them a portfolio of all the stuff that you've done, and then
pretty much showed them, obviously, just showed them the interest, really, innit? And she was like, obviously, we're gonna have to send us over a file with like a couple of songs in or whatever you've done in it, and then I was like, alright. She was like, the guy that you got to send it to is on holiday at the moment because it was in the COVID thing. She's like, when he gets back, he'll email you, and then just send it to him, and it got no email back. It's getting closer to uni start time, so I said, obviously, what's going on with this? Like, do I need to send it over to make sure I got a place? And she was like, nah, do you know what? We just decided to take you. I was like, do you know what? I can feel that love.
Yeah,
that's sick.
You know, that happens so often that people just think that if they've just got a piece of paper that says they've studied such and such a thing, that's it. They walk into something when it's 100%. It's work that gets you there.
I know so many people now that obviously before I started uni, but so many people that would have went uni, got like the full whatever you can get, maximum marks on their course, and they're going out, and then like you say, they're in the same position as us. You ain't got the experience. Doesn't matter if you ain't. You know what I mean? I've not got the experience to go and stack shelves in Tesco's, but you've not got the experience to go and be a lawyer. Do you know what I mean? You've got the degree, but we're both in the same place struggling to get a job because man just expect you to have that experience, and do you know what I mean? It's not one of them. Back in the day, you might have been able to do a little bit of experience work and maybe get paid, or do you know what I mean? Do a bit of experience while you're on the course, but you're gonna do that whole course, spending your whole time doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People think it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, but in them other days you're still studying like fucking, do you know what I mean? Doing all your written and that. And then it comes down to it, you finish your course and they're like, oh well, you know, we kind of want you to have 2 years experience. Like, what are you gonna do? I can't work for free for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what I mean. I won't be here in 2 years. I'll be dead on the streets.
People think they can just walk into the job as well. Like they say, well, how am I supposed to get a job without the experience? It's like, well, start at the bottom like everyone else.
That's what I mean. I do find it a little bit unfair. Like, if you've gone through all of this and they expect you to have the experience, I feel like you should take someone on and be like, do you know what I mean? Work beside this person. Like, obviously, if it's a serious job and you kind of do need the experience, like someone's gone through uni, you can't actually expect them to work for free. Like, it's one of them things, like put them with someone so they're still getting paid and they're still learning, but they're still, do you know what I mean? They're not in full control of whatever they're doing. It's a bit unfair. But some people are doing some mad courses and getting like some proper degrees and then struggling to get a job.
Because I just think the world's just so creative nowadays.
Yeah.
Unless, for me, anyways, this is what I personally feel. I feel unless you're going to uni to get a degree in like some sort of to be some sort of doctor, dentist, like psychologist, some sort of shit like that.
So something where actual standards need to be met.
Like
people's lives are at stake, or people's money, or people's stuff that's important basically is at stake.
I personally feel like if you want to do something creative, just go and do it. Like, you don't need to go to uni for it.
No, you don't.
No, at all. Not
like,
these days.
I don't think so. Like that, because I was having this conversation with my mum, because my mum was like, "Oh, you need to go get a degree, blah, blah, blah." Because you look back and you'll see that degree and it's like dead good, and I'm like, you don't.
I just have it just to have it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I go to get a degree, then I want it to be in something that I know
gonna actually go and use.
That I'm you're actually interested in, and it's actually going to benefit me in some way.
Because it doesn't have to be that you go and do a degree because you want a particular job. Like, say, for example, music production, something like that. You learn a skill through doing that course that is going to be useful for you for the rest of your life. That's fine. But people that go to uni and just get a degree to try and get a good job they're not even that interested in. What was the point in that?
Yeah.
They just know that kind of one course will lead to, do you know what I mean? It'll give me all these opportunities, but it don't.
No.
Well, it does, but they're work for me for free for the next 2 years opportunities. So
maybe we're just hating because we all dropped out.
maybe.
But then again, most top 3 billionaires in the world dropped out of college, so
that ones never even went.
I did music and business in college. And people used to always say, like, why are you combining business with music? Like, music is just a hobby.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Like, business, you want to move into something, like, I don't know, like, you want to do something
CEO
at the same time or something. I was like, but the very reason why the music has been, like, you know, so easy to sort out all this time and actually make some money from some of the creative things I do is because I've got business skills as well as creative skills.
That's it.
So that was what I wanted to do. So it's the same as anything. It's like, why would I go there and just do music when I wanted to learn how the business side of music works?
That's what I mean. I get that part of my course now is like, I think it's the third year in it, like, well, last year, but the last year is more about you stop all learning how to, like, obviously use all the software, hardware, anything you might use, and they teach you more about how to promote yourself, how to get yourself out there, and take everything that they've taught you in uni, depending on what it is you want to do. If you want to be a DJ or a producer, take it and put everything together and be able to put yourself out there in a positive way that people are going to come to you for business. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all, do you know what I mean, fine going to uni now, do you know what I mean? I could finish uni and be a 10 out of 10 producer in it, but if I don't know how to put myself out there, do you know what I mean? I'm just, who's going to come to me for stuff? Do you know what I mean? I've learned that for nothing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the way that I saw it was that if I want to make money through music, then when the time comes that I'm good enough at the music to make money, how am I going to administrate that? Like, how am I going to do books and things like that, I mean, and do it correctly? Well, I have those skills because that's what I chose because of that. Because most people, they just pick random shit just so they can have a bit of a laugh whilst they're there. Get drunk, do whatever they want.
That's it,
and it's a waste.
And it was just a waste of time. You could have done that outside of college. You didn't need to go to college to do that.
I remember when I was like 18, 19, 20 and I went to pure college in uni parties. I went in uni or college. I was living off DSA and I'd broken jaw and that, you know what I mean? On my disability money turning up broken that. Little bottle of Ray was nice.
What actually happened to your heart?
Don't know, I never got an answer, you know. Really?
You're lying.
No, I never got an answer. Seriously, like, happened, like, it stopped a couple of times, innit? And like one time I broke my jaw.
Yeah.
And that's what made me go into hospital. And it was like, you got a problem with your heart and this and that. And I had it was like, you can have a what's it called now, a pacemaker or a heart recorder. So I chose a heart recorder because the pacemaker's permanent for life.
Yeah.
Had that in for like 3-4 years, and then they took it out, and then it was just like hospital visits every other week or stuff like that. Went on for about 5 years, and then 1 year they just sent me a message. It was like, come into hospital, and then it was like, has it happened in a while? I said it hasn't happened in like probably about a year or so. Where I just obviously, like, when I was saying my heart stopped, and I just literally like I'd just be out, and that's me gone on the floor slumped for like 2 minutes, and then get back up, I'm fine. But I went back in one day, and he was like, have you had it in a while? I said no, and he's like, they've not really still given you an answer. We've just been doing test after test after test, like every test you can think of, epilepsy test, tilt table test, like just any test, wires on your head here, wires on here, fucking, do you know what I mean? Just trying to make it happen, so then they can be like, oh, it's this that makes it happen, but literally couldn't find it. And it was like, if it hasn't happened and we can't find an answer, we'll just take you off the books basically, and if it happens again, come back.
So it took breaking your jaw before you went and got it checked out?
Only happened once before then. It was, what was it now? I must have been like a drunk night, and I was young, about 16, 17. I was drunk the night before and just had a messy night, and then was hungry in the morning, not really eating. Do you know what I mean? You just got the sweats, just sweating out alcohol, and I must have been out shopping with my mum, and we're in this shop, I'm just sweating away and that, and I was thinking I'm feeling lightheaded, and obviously thinking that maybe it's where I've not eaten or just filled up with alcohol, not enough water in the system. And I went to walk outside and just passed out, but nothing happened. I must have fell on the floor gracefully, so I didn't hurt myself. You know what I mean? Like light skin, like, just slumped up all nice and like, light skin full. Yeah, obviously nothing really happened, innit? And then obviously the time I broke my jaw, obviously I had to go to the hospital, innit? So fucking walked round to the hospital, and that was it really. There was like, fucking, I was fucked. I was like, it was all broke to the side, and sat in there for like 2 weeks before they broke it back into place. And then they were just like, I think it's your heart, and then just literally doing tests for like 5 years. It was long. So people think it's fun to get paid to not have to work and be on disability, but let me tell you, it's not fun.
Scary that.
I've seen every single episode of Jahz. Daytime TV is not the one. Daytime TV, she's the price is right. I'll tell you the price before fucking Dickinson does. Everyone, all them shows on there, I've seen it, all day shows.
You can never have Jeremy Kyle now, could you?
No, fucking hell, could you fuck?
People are so sensitive.
He got cancelled because of that, didn't he?
Yeah. I think it was because somebody committed suicide, didn't they?
Was it?
Yeah,
that was on the show.
Something like that. Or something mad happened.
You can't blame Jeremy Kyle for that, though.
That's all. What, putting his people in his place. I feel like I should have heard it before. If Jeremy Kyle told you some, do you know what I mean? Stuff that
if you have to go on Jeremy Kyle to be told some stuff,
sounds like stuff
you've got problems already.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah,
trust me. If it took you, like you say, going on Jezza, like it sounds like stuff your family should have told you and they were too scared to, and Jezza had to just drop it on you.
And if it's an issue that bad, that personal, why would you want to? Why would you want to on TV?
Remember when Jermaine Pennant went on there, bro? Jermaine Pennant on Jezza. Listen, what going for your lifestyle? Like you was an ex-footballer or still whatever I don't know if you were still kicking ball down in it, but boom, Jermaine Pennant and his missus on Jezza, that was mad.
Why?
I can't remember why. I think he cheated or something like that. But I'm thinking you're a big man, big time footballer, and you're on Jeremy Kyle.
Do you reckon he got paid?
Yeah, he must have done. He must have done.
All of them get paid, but I feel like it wouldn't have not a promotional thing like they're paid.
Get paid?
Yeah, they get they're not paid like, but I think it's like here's a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean?
Get your life together.
Get your food and get your drink, but you know what I mean? Keep that £100 and put you in a hotel for the night or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Little night away with the missus. Come on, I booked Jezza. We're going Premier in.
It's mad, isn't it? Stuff like that now. Like, I mean, you get like Jeremy Kyle, where it's a show where, you know, people are being honest about their lives and stuff. Gets cancelled because people are too honest about their life. It's like, and then we have people that are, you know, not talking when they've got issues with depression and things like that. Everything's the same. It's like you've got Instagram making everyone believe life's perfect. You've got everyone when the life isn't perfect, people are hiding it and saying you can't show that sort of stuff.
I say, oh, why are you so depressing? Why are you so sad? I'm not like, because I'm depressed and sad. Listen, so I'm putting out there. So it's hard for some people.
It's no wonder like this, like any generation below us is just messed up at the minute.
100%.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
All anyone wants to do is they want to take away anything that's negative.
They call it Gen Z.
Yeah,
can't be nothing. Can't be nothing negative, or because they're listen, they're soft. That's what that next generation is. Soft.
That's like, you need to have negative things. You need to be able to view negative things to see things that are negative and see the positive stuff, so you can get a balance. And that's real life. Bad, that's real life. Whereas when you can only see positive things, and then you look at your life and go, there's a lot of negative stuff in my life, but everyone else seems to be, you know, having the best time. So that's when when problems start.
Comparing, a lot of people are comparing themselves to the wrong people, and that's what it is. Like it's like the half glass full, half glass empty. That's kind of situation.
That's all you can do, isn't it? Because you're scrolling through Instagram all day. All you're gonna do is compare.
It's one of them. Like obviously, like I say, the half glass empty, half glass full. So if you're comparing yourself to, I don't know, Instagram model, whoever it is, you know what I mean, 18-year-old, he's got a Lambo, this and that, then you're gonna feel like you ain't got fuck all. If you're comparing yourself to, I don't know, one kid in the fucking middle of Africa who's living in a hut, then all of a sudden now you got the fucking most. Just depends who you are. Do you know what I mean?
Who you comparing yourself to?
It would be nice to have all this extra stuff in, but at the same time I've got fucking bare in it. I've got a roof over my head, I've got a phone that works, I've got food and water in my house. What else do I really need? I don't need anything else, and anything else above that food, water, roof over my head is I want.
Yeah. There's so many people that have like got like a really nice car that they like to show off on Instagram all the time, but then they don't have a house to live with the parents.
That's it.
Where's the goals in that? Come on.
Saved up 30 bags and didn't even put it on the deposit. Didn't put it on the deposit.
Don't get wrong, if your goal was the car, sound.
Sound like the priorities are wrong.
A lot of the time though, they're sharing it because they don't have anything else. That's the point. That's the problem.
That's it. Big old nice fucking 3-4 series and that, and going back to your little fucking crack den of a house.
Listen,
no bed frame, mattress on the floor, no sheet under the bed,
TV on a box.
Trust me, bro. Not even TV, big back TV in the house. Old ScartLead thing on the back, bro. Them ones there. Freeview. You got to put £1 in it to get the TV to turn on.
Oh, I remember
you got
days.
a nice M3 and that. I see you.
Oh God, remember them days, man. Jesus Christ.
In the ghetto.
Did you ever tie the little string to it?
I never tried that. I didn't learn that technique until a bit later on.
Yeah, got to dip it in.
Then what?
It goes up, you're like, 10 times, you got 10 on there. They're nice for a week. we got to a point where the lady that used to come round, you know, to check it or whatever at the end of the week.
Thinking it's like
she gave us the key for it. She was like, yeah, just. And then like we'd literally just put a pound in and let it fall off. Yeah. That was the original plug back in the day. She was the plug.
She was the plug.
Oh, mate, oh god.
Those are good times.
Oh,
I say
those were hard times,
weren't
man.
good times for our parents and that, because the reason they had that was because it's bad times. If it was good times, the TV would have been free. You just have to turn it on with a remote, but
man,
it is what it is. Memories.
You speak about stuff like that to
Some
kids
people
these
won't even
days,
know
and
that.
they'll be like, "What? You had it? What?"
Yeah.
It's
Put
like,
money in it. That's what I'm saying. These Gen Z, when I say like, do you know, something will happen online, like, oh, he said this online, and do you know what I mean? Now they want to go and kill yourself. Please tell me why you want to go and kill yourself, because fucking, I don't know, user 1209 said you're fat. Like,
yeah,
bro.
People put too much weight in stuff like that, though, don't they? Like, especially if you do music as well now, man. Like, people just love just causing shit and saying whatever they want. There was someone commented on I did a cover of the Sons of Anarchy theme, right? Someone commented on it saying, like, there was loads of really nice comments on it and positive stuff. And one guy just commented and said,
they're not the ones you focus on, is it? It's just
no. One guy commented and said, I will never watch Sons of Anarchy again. You've ruined the show for me. Goodbye.
Well, they said, sweet. I hope you finish your fucking series then, mate. Fucking prick.
I was like, right, okay.
Say what, go and watch your kids, mate. Fucking sat on Instagram hating on my shit.
I was watching an interview with Drake, and he was saying that, like, he said he finds it hilarious because he's got to a point where he just realises no matter what he releases, whether it's good or shit, like, there's always going to be people that are going to hit. Like, there's going to be people that
100%.
Like, even if he drops it at 12:01, there's going to be people that are going to be like, yo, Drake's album shit.
That's it, the whole album.
Do you know what I mean?
The whole album shit.
Yeah, and he'll be like, and he said, but then like 2 weeks, a month will go by, and then everyone will be like, yo, that album actually, it's actually fine. Same people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he said that's why he's realised that comments and stuff he just pays no mind
That's
to.
how I see it, isn't it? Like,
Until it's been like a week or two or something, like some time passed before it lets comments.
One of the best things I saw about things like that is there was like one of these random Instagram quotes or whatever, but it said like, stop trying to please absolutely everybody and get everyone to like you, because even you don't like everybody.
I tell these people on a regular basis, I do not give a fuck what anyone thinks. Don't matter if you're my like, for my boy or not my boy or random people, I do not give a fuck. Like people saying like unless I want your opinion. Them ones, even if I want your opinion, innit? But if your opinion ain't what I want, then still fuck your opinion, innit? That's what it is, innit? That's what it is. There's constructive criticism, which obviously you should take, innit?
Yeah, shit, yeah, fuck you then.
Fuck you, get the fuck out my house. But that is one of them, like, you just, some people, like, do you know what I mean? Even if like constructive criticism, like someone's telling you on a real, like, listen, this ain't the one, like, don't take it personal as if, like, do you know what, then fuck it, I'll quit, fuck it, this ain't for me, do you know what I mean? Because one person said, nah, bro, like, do you know what I mean? Take it on the neck and think, what do I need to do to improve?
Yeah, to improve.
Or do you know what I mean? Like, what is it you don't like? Rather than just thinking, the whole world thinks I'm shit, let me just fuck it all off, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give up your fucking dream of whatever you might be wanting to do. It's mad.
I mean, what do we use as like motivation these days? Because there's not many people that say our stuff shit.
Jeez, okay, I see. Not many people. Okay, you know that one. But it is like that. Like you said, once you build up your fan base, you know what I mean. Your fans, if people didn't like your music, when you started posting, they'd be like, "Oh, Darcy's fucking posting music again." They leave it, and then you know what I mean. You're posting more. They're falling off. They've stopped following you because they don't like your music. But I'm not here to please you. Fuck all you.
I think for us, we got to the point where, like when we first started, it was probably we're more making music for other people and trying to get other people to like it.
That's what I mean. You're trying to force it, innit?
Yeah, no, we like it, so who gives a fuck?
I do stuff I like, innit? Like some people are like, I might be doing like a drill track or a bit of a grimy one, but I'll speed it up, and people are like, oh wow, you know what I mean? It sounds grimy, but you've got it running at 150 or something, which is more trap. I'm like, well, I'm doing what I want to do, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not like, obviously, like, it's a bit of a thinking outside the box, maybe switching it up, try and make something new because you don't want to copy someone, but I'm doing it because I like it, innit? Do you know what I mean? If other people happen to like it, then it's a benefit. But I'm not trying to think like, oh, Drake made a song that sounds like this, or I don't know if it is a drill one, like, oh, Digga D made a song that sounds like this, so I'm trying to do that exactly and then just bring it out. Like, that's just carrying someone's stuff, innit? Like, I'm just doing what I want to do. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not, do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to force it. Well, like you said at the beginning, you're trying to do stuff that other people are doing that's already liked, and you're just trying to force it. That's really you, innit?
Back in the day, it was so much of like releasing stuff, and then like I'd be in a rush to show people. I'd be like, oh yeah, let me play this for you, or let me show you this, and then I'd sort of be waiting on like an opinion and stuff. Whereas now I'll just release stuff and people come to me with their opinions. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to force it onto. I just post it up on my Insta. It's on my Insta, whatever. It's on Spotify, whatever. And then people come to me.
That's how you know it's a genuine. Sorry, like do you know what I mean? Appreciation. Someone's taken their time. They've gone past your thing and thought, you know what? Let me say, oh, it's decent, or do you know what I mean? Let me just show a little bit of love, or do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, even if you not put a message, but you're like, I don't know, a little 100 sign or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, I appreciate it all, man. I appreciate it all. Like, I get, mate, I get.
Like some people
it's
send
mad
their
because
stuff out and they're like, oh, well, send it out to everyone personally. Oh, listen, post this and do like, listen,
yeah,
if they was your
back
boys
in
and
the
they want
day,
to post it, they want to post it. You know
That's
what I mean?
all it was back in the day. It was like sending it out to everyone. Yo,
that's what I
share
mean.
this, share that, share
my
this.
guys don't need to. You don't need to like. Most of them don't need to send me something. Like if I see your stuff and I'm feeling it myself, I'll just, you know what I mean. I'll just, you know what I mean, take it off your story and post it on my own story. Innit? Like, shouldn't have to come to me and be like, oh, I beg you post this, bro. I'll go and listen to my track like 5 times just to get the views up.
Like if it's something I'm trying to get running, like if it's before like release date or whatever, then I'll send it out to people. Just to build up and stuff. But like once it's released, like I don't have to do anything. But it's mad because we get so much love from like other countries.
I feel like it's fake love then, isn't it? When you're trying to force people to do it, because you might get their numbers and people will come and see them numbers and expect you to hit them again, and now they're not coming in. You begged everyone to like your post, you know what I mean?
And you don't get any love from the people around you. You get it from people miles away.
I put some of my things in the group chat, innit? And then literally not one reply, and then someone will just post something about football. All of a sudden the conversation's banging about football, but they just skipped. I don't care.
Mate, the amount of people that message me from like other countries, like about music and
that's what I'm saying.
It's so mad.
It's the random.
But like I've even had an email right off a guy from like some African country, like explaining how he's like
for bank details or not.
Nigerians, come on. He was literally like, my name's whatever, like my family's really poor, like we just need some money for like food and water. I'm like, bro, I need money for food and water. We're in the same boat, bro. But it's just mad because it's just so weird how there's people that are like miles and miles away, and
that's a good thing about the internet.
And they'll literally just hop on Instagram and be like, yo, this track's fire.
That's what I mean. That's a good thing about internet as well, being able to put, like, obviously not everyone blows up, but whatever you want to do in life, it's so much easier having the internet there these days. Because back in the day, like, you'd have to put yourself out there. You'd have to be that guy, go out, everything on. That's what I'm saying. You have to go and get all of your shit printed on disc, not even knowing it's gonna bang. Do you know what I mean? You basically paid to have an album done that you don't even know is gonna bang. Do you know what I mean? These days you can record it, you slap it online, it's on YouTube, it's free of charge, it's on Instagram, there's a little clip. Do you know what I mean? You blow up and then you're like, you know what? Spend a bit more money, maybe putting it into an album or make an EP like you said and put it out there. But you can literally just slap anything online and leave a blow up, or even if you don't blow up, you know if it's worked or not, innit? But back in the day, you'd have to go out, do everything, do the whole thing, put it on a CD, go out, send it out, promote yourself. You got, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, like the only people that are seeing you do that is the people that where you've managed to go.
Well, that's what we've discussed before. We've said like when maybe back then, if you were releasing music, you could only release it to people around you.
That's it. And then it has to be word of mouth, really.
And if they weren't vibing with it, it'd just go nowhere. Whereas now, it doesn't matter what music you want to make. It could be the weirdest sounding shit ever. There is someone out there that is looking for that. So
and even still, like you say, even if it's like the shittest of the shit, it will end up online because it's shit. So some people will be like, "Raw, check this fucking shit track that's just come out," and still 100,000 people will view it because it's that shit.
The one who just been paid
nice
was the one that went viral not long ago. The "Oh My Days," remember that?
Oh, you know that one.
Oh, you're lying! You remember that video? The guy's just singing "Oh My Days" all the way through it. "Oh My Days," it's jokes. You laugh.
But that's what I'm saying. Little things like that you can blow up and. You know what I mean? People across the world can hear it. Like when you're waiting for your big chance, that the ability to just have something online for anyone who can give you that chance to see. Whereas back in the day, you had to, do you know what I mean? If you were to bring out an album, you would have to basically get that album in a fucking label's hands. For it to go anywhere. Whereas these days, you slap it online. Anyone who works at that label might just be like, oh no, that bangs. I'll go and show that to my boss tomorrow. And the next day, you got email. Do you know what I mean? Come down, let's talk. It's mad.
I know you just gotta release it. Like if you're in any creative like industry, whether you're an artist, like hand-drawn artist or something like that, just create your content, get it out.
That's it. Just leave it out there. See people all the time. I don't remember this. That beat sounds like a banger though.
Right.
Okay.
So that came out like 4 years ago, and then I seen
how many views you got?
681k.
Ross.
I seen it go viral not long ago.
Damn ones.
Do you know what I mean? 4 years ago.
I remember seeing a song go viral. It was like the first time I ever see it go viral. It was like a song that my mate showed me, and what was it now? It was a random ass song, American guy, like a bit of a, not a mumble rapper, but them kind of vibes, got a lot of 808s and that bassy kind of song. And he come out and my mate showed me it was a random song, it had 178 views. And then I kept, obviously, you know what I mean, because it was a decent song, I kept going back and listening to it. Kept going to see it go up 300-400, you know what I mean, but it weren't going up by a lot. And then one day I must have not listened to it for say about a month or something, and he's like, I remember that song I showed you, blah blah, like go back and check, it was on like 7 million views. You know what I mean, it was from nothing to just literally went back, and I was thinking, raw, like last week I had more followers than this guy's had views, and I'm not gonna have any followers, you know what I mean, and I come back, like, you know what I mean, literally just takes that one right person to see it blow up, and that's it. But it's like getting scouted, isn't it? You can go kick ball every single weekend and you can be the best baller, but one guy who's absolutely shit scores one screamer on one little Sunday league match and gets scouted, but you're fucking, do you know what I mean, you're a 10-10 baller every week, but you just had that one bad week, and the shittest guy on the team gets scouted.
You just gotta keep going, man. That's it.
Yeah.
The secret is just don't give up.
It's getting your time. Some people will do it for a week and get noticed. Some people will do it for years and get noticed, innit? But
it's like I used to see, like,
as long as you get noticed.
I used to watch so many like motivational videos back in the day when I was younger. Get me psyched up for football games. And then like they'd all be like, "Yo, don't give up."
Never done.
And I was like, well, I'm close to. When is it gonna happen, dog?
Why am I not on 300k a week yet? What's going on?
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, that is the secret. Is just don't give up. Just keep going.
Not everyone's journey is on the same timeline, is it? It's not going to happen at the same time as everybody else's.
That's what I'm saying. Some people are lucky. Some people are nice with it, but you just fall into your category. You don't get to choose your category. You just in it.
I see people pop off, and I'm like, oh fucking hell! How's he popped off before I have done? Do you know what I mean? And then a month or two go by, and they fall off, and I'm like, that's why.
Happy days.
I'm like, that's why. Because when I pop off, I will be staying top of the game for a very long time.
Well, there you go.
Facts only. Facts only.
That's all it takes. It's like you say, obviously you're doing numbers already with your music, innit? It just takes like just anything, innit? Like you could even just, like I said before, innit? Like I'm just bait could post your video and that would just, you know what I mean, that might even just double your numbers, innit? But little simple things like that. It's so easy these days, but you don't want to, like you say, don't want to force it, but it's just, you know what I mean, there's so many available options there to just chuck stuff out there.
People just don't have like the right measurement for what actual success is. Like they just think, oh, if you're not Drake, you're not successful. So there's so many different pathways. Like the amount of plans we've got for everything that we could do when the time comes that, like say, the music that we make is sort of popular, for example, it won't be, oh yeah, that's what we're going to do, we're just going to try and make sure we make music just popular all the time. We've got so many plans for everything we'll do around that. To make sure it's a sustainable income forever.
Fingers in different pies on that. That's what it is, isn't it?
Whereas most people just think, oh well, if you're not Drake, then what's the point?
That's what some people do. They come like, do you know, like the wages. Like obviously, some people, like if you done music, and you was making like 70k a year from music, you're thinking, right, some people are literally making millions a week, millions a month, millions of this. Like in my head, obviously, right, I would like to be making them millions a week, millions a month, and that, but 70k a year, I'll take that still. I mean, it's nowhere near. Nowhere near Lana Del Rey, nowhere near
still
Skepta.
Something. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, 70k a year, that's better than like I reckon like at least 50% of the UK. You're making, I mean, average wage is like 20k, 21k for most people. Like 70k a year, I'm nice. It might not be a million a year, but it's nice. You know what I mean? People are like, oh well, I don't know, footballers and that are on like 7k a week when there's other footballers that are on 200k a week. Listen, like, what are you on at the moment? That's what I ask a man. What are you on at the moment? A week, probably like 400, 500 pounds. Alright, so 7k a week. Are you telling me no to that? So, do you know what I mean? Not at all. 7k a week. I don't care if it's not 300k a week. I'll take the 7k.
The amount of money that football. When you break down how much footballers are on though, it's actually not.
When they work it down to like per minute and that.
No. To like
hurts my chest, bro. Some man hurts my chest, bro.
No, but when you break down how much they actually earn, you actually think about how much money they'll have left over and stuff. It's like.
Especially in America, where like the tax is almost like 50% or close enough. Like I remember someone talking about it, saying like,
is it not? It's 50% over here, isn't it?
No, there's different brackets. I think it's the higher brackets is like higher brackets like 40 at the moment.
A lot of them give to charity though, don't they? So they don't
there's
fall in
obviously
that
ways
bracket.
around it, and then there's ways around it. People putting money here, there, and everywhere, so it's untaxable and stuff like that.
But if you think about it, if you're on like 140k a week, like you're getting taxed 50% on that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So roughly, let's call it like if you're on 150k, let's say you're gonna get left with like 80 or something. One of them ones, just to round it off like an 80, 85.
And then you live in an 8-bedroom mansion.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And you got a car, you got
That's
2
what
kids.
I'm saying. Your car's like some 6-litre mad thing that takes, you know what I mean, pull off the drive, man's got to hit petrol station.
And then you got 2 kids as well, your missus, who doesn't work.
That's it.
Like, how much money have you actually got left?
That's what I'm saying. All the expenses and stuff like that. People don't realise the expenses are going up.
It's all right getting to that point where you're making 230 grand a week, but then once you get to that point, you then live a 230 grand a week lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying. People are saying like as well, like you get into that lifestyle and you start living like that, and then when it comes to not being able to live like that, people are finding it hard. That's when they start turning to crackheads and living on the street and moving like DMX and them ones there, bro.
People are like so shocked when they see like footballers fall off when they retire and stuff, and it's like it's so obvious
how much I've spent over this time, innit? Do you know what I mean? That's why you got to make them endorsements and stuff like that, and things that are going to carry on paying you even if you fall off. Not fall off. Like if you know what I mean, if you do something wrong, then everyone's going to drop you in it. But if you comes to your end of your football career, do you know what I mean? You can still do night, you can still do adverts, you can still do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, and maybe even go back to the club and do little different bits in it. But loads of stuff like that, but like you say, it's just once you start living a set lifestyle, you gotta make sure you can keep that
you're living a 230 grand a week. Like if you're making 230 grand a week, you're living a 230 grand a week lifestyle. Doesn't mean you've got 230 grand a week spur every week.
That's literally just sat there, it's not how it works.
The government gets 50% of that straight away.
Footballers are a good example of like the mindset of most people and why they're not successful is by just looking at like a footballer. Like if you look at if you're like discussing now a footballer's salary, like they say, oh, footballers earn this much, I'd love to be a footballer, whatever, but no one wants to be the guy that gives him that money.
Exactly that.
That guy, whoever it is, can say to you, I'll give you 150k a week.
The guy that owns the club, that's what he's saying.
He'll just go, I'll just give you that, why not?
They're thinking they want that money, but I'm thinking, so you're going to give up like, let's say like 50 weekends of the year that you can't go out and drink, you can't go out and do whatever you might do if you smoke.
Yeah, they work. Yeah, footballers work hard, man. I was watching.
You're forgetting like when it's in the season, all you're doing is training and kicking ball. The might sound fun, but it becomes not fun when it's your job. All of a sudden, it ain't fun anymore, bro.
Yeah.
That's what
like,
a lot of football say.
They have no Christmas.
Yeah,
like they have Christmas. Train Christmas Eve or play Christmas Eve. I think they play Christmas Eve.
Something like that. I don't really watch football too tough.
And then Christmas Day, they're back at the training ground 5 p.m. Back at the training ground 5 p.m. Then they've got a game Boxing Day. And then I'm sure they've got like 3 games in that span of time.
Little family
Boxing
time,
Day on
like
the 28th or the 29th, and then they've got one 1st of Jan.
They got to watch what they eat.
Yeah,
they've got people that make them the meals that they might not even like, but they've got to eat them.
That's Christmas dinner, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine about 2 potatoes and a Yorkshire. Same as the pigs in blankets, bro.
And then you got to go play football as well the day after.
Me.
Then you can't even get pissed or anything.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, but you've got like your diet is something that's monitored. Your day-to-day schedule, you know, you pretty much just. You know, you're told what to do every day. Get
up 6 a.m. workout. Fucking go here, sign a few of this and whatever. Go and do this.
Don't get me wrong. For some people, they'll be like, "Yeah, I'd love that."
I mean, the money is what makes it worth it, really, isn't it? The money is what makes it worth it. At the end of the day, you're thinking, "Right, I mean, I'm not been able to." Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that ain't important to a lot of people. When they're, I mean, going out drinking on the weekend ain't important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mind linking up with my friends and being social and, you know what I mean, having a nice little weekend. But the main thing is not to go out and drink or do this and do that. Do you know what I mean? Just want to socialise a little bit on the weekend, innit? But if I wasn't able to because I was earning a silly amount of money, then listen, bye niggas.
You can't even be yourself. You just can't be a real person either, especially not as a footballer. You can't just be yourself. You've got to put on a sort of mask and you know,
you're expected to be this. Do you know what I mean?
You got to behave a certain way, and you know,
the Boy Scout manner. That's what they call it, don't they? Where you're just not expected to be like this perfect person. He doesn't do bad. Do you know what I
mean? When that Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood got caught with them 2 birds. They're 19 and 20 years old. Like what?
Obviously, one of them had her baby mums and that, and obviously been with her for a hot one. That was a bit bait for him, but like you say, the young man just got a bit of money.
Yeah, but how many 19-year-olds?
That's what I'm saying. Every single one of them, but now they're bad because they've done it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, obviously it's COVID and that, but do you know what I mean?
But still, it's what 18-year-olds do. That's just
they
part
make
of
bad decisions.
It's just part of it.
Females, like, you know what I mean?
The whole country slammed them. Like,
bro, if I had the money they had at the age they are, bro, do you know how many bad decisions I would have? I might not even be here today, bro. If I had that money at that age, I might not even be here.
I see loads of people slating them. That I know and know stuff about, and just think, come on now. Like,
they're jealous. They didn't have 2 little spices trying to come to the hotel, and then that's what it was. They were sat at home.
Yeah, I know people that have made some bad decisions, and they talked about that on Facebook and stuff. And I just go, mate, 10 years ago, like, you were doing worse. I was like, what gives you the right to sit there and like call somebody else for that?
Them ones sat on your ripped apart couch trying to go on about Phil Foden and that. Sitting at home eating a little microwave.
And it's always like, and it's all like grown men, 30-year-olds plus.
Truffy haters.
fucking kids, the idiots. It's like, what?
Because he's made more this week than you have in your life because you're unqualified to do anything. You're sad. That's what I'm saying. You're hating on the person himself, not even the action. They should have got a high five, little slap on the wrist, and played the following day. Boys will be boys. Took them off the team and stuff, and sent them back home. They need a little chat. Like, you can't really be doing that in COVID. And that, you know what I mean? You got a professional manager to keep up. But it's one. It's not like, you know, it's not firing talking. Do you know what I mean?
But then. Like you say, they should have been following COVID restrictions, whatever. But then, when members of the actual government who are enforcing this aren't doing it, and nothing's happening to them either,
it's hard, though, isn't it? It's one of them ones with that kind of profession, like. You kind of got to follow like me. I don't think this whole COVID thing like fucking bullshit in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've just been making it pure bullshit. It's a good job we all live in the same household.
I know. I measured this. We had 2 meters apart. That is a wide angle lens.
So it's got a fish on it. So
it's mad because obviously we live in the same household. I just gotta keep saying that.
Brothers from another mother's.
Yeah, it's one of them ones.
Like
we share a household.
I think it's so much bullshit. But when you are famous, you're expected to. Do you know what I mean? Like all famous. You've seen everyone. Like if you know someone famous in person, you're gonna see them. They're like, I fucking bullshit this. But I guarantee every time you see them out on Instagram, they'll have a mask on because you know what I mean, trying to keep up the appearance of I do well. Do you know what I mean? Or make sure you listen to the government. Do you know what I mean? You've got that expected sort of expectation of you to just be. Do you know what I mean? You got to be good all the time. This and the other.
You can't blame them either because you see it so much on like the newspaper. As soon as like it doesn't even have to be someone super famous. It can be like someone that's been on like Love Island or something. Like as soon as they get caught slipping, it's all over like the newspaper and they get tarnished as if like they've done something horrendous. And it's like
they're just doing everyday stuff that everyday people do.
Yeah, and it's like wow, that's
why if I was ever famous, I don't know how it'd work in it because I'm just, you know, I'm like, I'm just me.
Be myself.
I'm just me.
You just got to be yourself. It's the only way you can stay happy because all these people, they struggle so much trying to put on this sort of persona, don't they?
That's it. What they say, that fucking famous saying where it's like the fucking, you got like the face that you show the world, the face that you show your friends, and then the face that you show yourself and that. But
so I got the same face.
24 hours a day, baby.
But we do daft shit and post stupid things on Instagram and stuff like that, and you know there's people that will view it and think, oh, what a dickhead, I don't follow you or whatever, and it's like, I'm a real person. Like, 100%. The reason why I do things that you like and don't like is because I'm a real person.
That's it. Ain't gonna please everyone, innit? Not at all.
Cause I don't see people post something and it's something that I dislike, but I know them and there's other things about them I do like, and go, well, I don't like that person. It's like, so what? He's allowed to like.
There's my friends that do like, do you know what I mean, stuff that I fucking absolutely hate and I don't agree with, and I'll tell them anytime they do it, I don't agree with it, or you shouldn't be doing that, this and that. But that's just the one side of them, innit? You know what I mean? You like 100 things about them, you don't like one thing about them. Just makes it worth it. It's like the same as having a partner, innit? Really, innit? Do you know what I mean? You need to learn how to get over the shit you don't like, and then make sure the pros are more than the cons, really, innit? Do you know what I mean? If there's 100 pros and a couple of cons, you know what I mean? I get over them cons.
If there's 100 cons,
no one's perfect. No one's perfect.
100 cons, get me involved. Let's do this.
You're not going to find a partner that's got absolutely everything you want.
But that's what it is, innit? Like you say, you can't be everyone's cup of tea, innit? But if I'm not cup of tea, then I hope you fucking bun off your mouth when you try me. If I ain't your cup of tea, then I hope I burn your tongue and you get that feeling, you know, that fucking burnt tongue feeling that just pisses you off for the whole day. I hope you get that. Fuck you niggas. So, them ones really.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggression. It's the aggression session. Listen, Sunday, Uncle Ray, aggression session.
Just being real, innit? Just being real.
Yeah, and that's it's tough though, because like I say, you see so many people, like you scroll through Instagram and see what you see, and then you think that's how people actually are.
I think you need to know the actual world. Like, obviously, I see all of that stuff, and like you say, it'd be nice to have that stuff, but when you actually do, I think I read something up about like careers and stuff like that once, and it was like most people don't even know what they actually want to do for their career until like 26, 27. It was like in a study. So like people are thinking I should be set in my career from now. I'm thinking like, no, realistically, like the way it should be, like you should only just really be figuring out what you want to do. Like, there people are going uni doing this, that and the other, and they get to like actually old age, 25, 26 or whatever, not old age, but a bit more mature, and they're thinking, why did I do that? Like, this is what I want to do. So it makes no, you know what I mean? People are thinking they should be set by 23, 24 when you don't have a fucking clue what you want to do at 23. So you might know what you want to do, don't get me wrong, some people do, and they, you know what I mean, that's what they want to do, but some people are, you know what I mean, I want to try this and then I don't like it, or, you know what I mean, it takes you a while to get in, you know what I mean, you could be like music thing, I could get all the way there and be like, you know what, like, no, I'm actually doing it and I'm having to do it every day, like, I actually don't like it, do you know what I mean?
And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I mean, so you need to get set in, like, you know what I mean, what you want to do, and make sure you do like it, and then obviously take it from there, and that people are expecting to be done by like I say, 23, 24, and just, you know what I mean, people are finishing uni at 23, 24, still in education, still only on their first, second job. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't expect it to be. You know what I mean? Most people are making it, like most, obviously, like the big CEOs and that are blowing up off little startups and stuff like that. It's nice, but the other 90% people are doing it. Do you know what I mean? They've worked on it for 40 years, only just got rich at 50, only just got rich at 60 or whatever. Like later on in life, once it's. So I mean, I put all of that work in through my young years so I can reap the benefits now.
You look at all the stories from like people who are rich today, like Jeff Bezos and stuff like that. Didn't get rich at 20, did he?
No, so I seen him working in a bank with his missus and that, innit? From before.
Nah, he's working out of a garage at some point, wasn't he?
Something like that,
yeah.
Like, loads of business.
People just see the perfect like view of what they think success is going to be, and don't see
and how
everything else.
Come.
Yeah, all it takes to get there, and how much it takes to stay there. Jeff Bezos isn't sat at home now, just chilling in a giant apartment, not doing anything. He's probably still working, thinking, "Shit, I've got so many more things to do."
They do it so much because that's their passion. Obviously, like he's got filthy rich off his passion. He weren't sitting at home thinking, "What's going to make me rich?" He was doing obviously, he was probably thinking, obviously, what's going to make me money, because obviously that's what I'm looking to do as a career instead of working in a bank. But at the same time, it's one of them ones, you do something out of passion and the money comes to it, and you know what I mean? Like a lot of people would get into music because they see all these guys that are trapping this and that and the other, or whatever they look like in videos they're doing. Half of them ain't. Like, a lot of them were trapping and they've come and done music and you can hear it when it's real, and a lot of them were doing absolutely nothing. I don't know, just come out of school and they're talking about this, that and the other. They've not done none of it and they're forcing it because they think, oh, this money's going to come from it. Like, they don't want to do music, they just seen what comes with the videos and the music and they think, I want that, but they don't actually want, do you know what I mean, the profession. They just want everything that comes with it.
There's so much bullshit in music.
100%. Same as any kind of profession. Like, they just, do you know what I mean, they want everything that comes with it, but they don't actually want to do the do you know what I mean, what it actually is.
We know from experience with, you know, with big artists, like big name artists, not name drop anything in case any lawsuits come, but some artists that if we were to say, well, this person wants this amount of money and can't, correctly issue a contract, and it has spelling mistakes and things like that, and it's very unprofessional. You think,
get me start on spelling mistakes.
I just think, come on now, you can't have a legal contract with spelling mistakes in it. And these are people that are major artists.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I've had so many run-ins with, like, I was talking to an artist not long ago, blue tick and all that, won Grammys and all that, and I asked him how much it was for a feature, and he gave me a price, and then was like, yeah, can you send it now though?
Have you got the verse for me now? Have you got the verse for me now?
I was like, now?
Sounded like you need them.
I was like, you realise how much money you're asking for? And he was like, yeah, other people, I've asked other people and they've sent it and they've got the verse back, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're talking on DMs on Instagram. You're asking for a ridiculous sum of money.
Damn ones, I just asked you how much a verse was.
You want me to send it now? Like, are you stupid?
Damn ones, not even give you like, do you know what I mean? Here's me in the studio, here's a little piece of the verse. You think, sounding colder, you know, do you know what I mean? You know the words coming in.
But then you're
just asking for the money before he's even showing you any kind of work. And
and I'm like, what? No contract, no nothing. And
then come back and he's not got a verse, or the verse is not you want, and he's
like,
no, you don't want to get the money back.
And then you see him on Instagram and you think, you are not the same person that was asking me for 20 bags a minute ago. I was like,
100%.
Stupid.
He was going on like, you need that 20 bags to keep that Ferrari you got in your last post or whatever. Them ones there, bro.
And it's just like, it's happened so many times. I had another one recently. Big artist. Like,
we'll show you later on.
Yeah, like
not tell you now.
Just speak, because he'd posted something like, unsigned artist, blah blah blah, get at me, this, that and the other, So they messaged me back, we're going back and forth chatting, and I asked him, I said, what can you do for me? He was like, I can put you on a playlist for $750.
And I'll put myself on a fucking playlist for free.
And I was like, what? A playlist? I said, I've got your attention. Big artists like you that could change my life. I've got your attention. If I'm going to pay for anything, it'll be a feature. So how much is a feature going to cost me? And he said, well, depends what your budget is. And I was like, well, you tell me how much feature is, and I'll discuss whether or not I'll be able to afford it. And he was like, well, I ain't doing nothing no less than 50 G's. You got that now or not? And I'm like,
Ross.
I'm like, what is it? These artists that just think that
Damn ones.
they think that unsigned artists have got that money there just to go. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
if I had that money there just to go,
Even if you
I'd-
did,
I'd-
like, you've got
I'd
to
be-
know that your song
I
that they're
would need
doing.
your help.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you had that money, like you say, if you chuck them 50 bags, you need to know that whatever you're producing with them for that 50 bags
Will get me that 50 bags back plus more.
Plus
Yeah.
more, do you know what I mean? Like you say, because you need to make your money back and profit, otherwise you ain't making no profit.
Mate,
The
it's
amount
so
of
mad.
major artists we've spoke to, and it shatters the illusion that like what you think of these kinds of people.
Yeah.
And you realise they're just the same as us.
Exactly.
They're exactly the same.
But it just look nice on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you hear so much about how labels and contracts actually work with labels that I actually just end up thinking to myself, like, does anybody actually make any money from music?
I know. Like say for this artist in like for an example, 50 G's, right? That doesn't seem like that would be his price. You'd think it would be a lot more.
Yeah, you'd think
and then you
for
go,
his-
why is it so low?
Yeah.
Damn ones, because he's been asking people for more and I've been telling them no.
Yeah.
And it's like
100%.
when like if an artist signs a deal with a label, they basically sign over like all the royalties and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not the royalties, but depending on what they sign, they then get an advance. So say that advance is $1 million. That artist then will have to make an album or whatever, or how many albums they have to make within the contract. But then the price for using like
Everything.
studios and everything,
you basically coming out of that money.
Yeah, that'll come out of that $1 million.
The whole video
Videos
shoot,
and stuff
everything.
will come out of that $1 million. Photo shoots will
Basically
come out of that $1
anything
million.
that was paid for that the
Yeah,
studio
will
hasn't
come
said
out
we'll
of
give you
that
this
mill.
free.
So then realistically, you're only ending up with about, let's say, for example, 200k, right? And then when you finally release the album or release some songs or whatever, you still have to pay that $1 million back. And the royalties is how you pay that back. So say for example, the record label will see 80%, so 80% of the royalties, you only see 20 until that mill's paid back, and then you'll see 100%.
That's what I mean. So
it's like how? So like, does anybody actually
I
make
think
any
that's
money?
why everyone, like, obviously back in the day you had to go through someone. Like, obviously these days anyone can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's easy to chuck stuff out there, but back in the day you would have had to, do you know what I mean? Like, the label's the only one who's gonna put it out there and make you money. So there's either like one of them ones, you go around your CD and try and make £1 million,
Yeah.
or do you know what I mean?
I'll get a label.
Get a label and we'll make you £1 million by next week.
You
But
just got.
it's
I
not your
think
£1 million, is it?
you obviously just got to know what you're signing.
That's it. That's
it's
what a lot of
easy.
people
It's
try and,
easy
yeah.
to be in the position that we're in, and then a label. Well, let's say when we started off
They take advantage
in
of
that
people,
position,
obviously,
and then a
they take
label comes
advantage
to
of
you
being
and goes,
broke, innit?
"Here's $1 million."
Yeah.
Does 2 albums or whatever
Yeah.
over
You're
the course of
thinking,
4
right,
years.
nice,
You're
that's
thinking,
it.
right, $1 million.
That's
That's
it.
500k each, bro.
You're
Right,
thinking,
we're
right,
sorted.
spend £20 on that video, £20 on that video, keep the rest. But
But
then, don't work like
then,
that.
but then when you kind of figure it out, you're not making any money for
No, not at all.
for that whole 4 years. You're not actually
That's
making
why a
any
lot
money
of
on the
people,
music.
like they say, they either, if they get offered a opportunity with a label, they'll, you know what I mean, try and keep it to one album, get their name out there, get all the promotions they need,
Yeah.
and then, do you know what I mean, try and do their own thing. That's why so many people are just starting their own labels, or even not starting their own labels, but just putting their music out there through any kind of social media or any kind of music streaming site. So you don't have a manager, or they got a manager, but don't have a label, don't have this and that. They just making money off views, innit?
Yeah.
Whereas you couldn't do that back in the day. Like, for you to make money off your album, someone had to physically buy your album.
Yeah.
They had to spend that £12 on the whole album. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's not music. I can't remember the last time I paid for music. When was the last?
Facts.
Obviously, I pay for my Apple Music stuff like that, which is like £5 a month for the student thing. But other than that, like, paying for an, remember iTunes like 5-6 years ago, like, you go on there and it'd be like, here's this $9.99 for the album, or it's $1.29 per track. Them ones there, something like that. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd have zero music on my phone if that was it. So, you know, like, people get paid off streams these days. Like, let's change the game, because if you weren't getting paid off streams, so many people wouldn't be getting no money.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be buying their albums.
A lot of power has shifted from labels to artists now.
100%. You can say a bit more, like, obviously a lot of people, I feel like, even if you don't, but I feel like I don't know myself personally what the contract would look like, but I know if I was to get a random contract now, that I would definitely be telling them, even if I weren't looking to read through, I'm just saying, listen, make sure it's got this and make sure I'm not getting fucked over, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas people wouldn't have known back in the day. They'd be like, oh, well,
They'd be like,
I'll give
right,
you
I'm
this,
getting a mill,
I'll give you
sweet.
this advance. So here's 20 grand for you right now, and do you know what I mean? When the album drops, we'll give you fucking 10% of all sales or something. So you're thinking, right, I'm broke right now. That's 20 grand.
Who
will go.
said they ain't seen no money? Like, I think it was Tiger.
That 20 grand would be nice in your pocket, but when it comes to, like, that 20 grand's gone because you know what I mean, bought yourself a car, paid off a little bit of debt, sorted your mum out or whatnot, and then you're thinking, right, I'm getting this 10%, and that 10% works out to like 100 grand or something. something.
Yeah.
I don't know, something, do you know what I mean? Not the biggest, but
Yeah, not the biggest bunch that you want.
it's one of them ones, yeah. So
Do you remember Rack City? Tiger? He made no money from that song whatsoever because he was signed under Young Money at the time.
yeah, I heard they finesse a few
Yeah,
people.
they finessed all the money from it. But I think if we
Come
was
like
to get
that.
a deal now, it's just about reading through it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you
Making
say,
sure it's
reading
sweet.
through it, or getting someone
Because-
who does that kind of thing.
Because like we make music, like the music we're making right now is coming from a garage.
Yep.
Jeez.
So if a label comes to us and goes, "Yo, music you make is fire. Like, we want you to make an album," we'll go, "Well, sweet. Give us an advance. We'll make the music ourselves."
Yeah.
Like we have been doing.
100%, just got a bit more better equipment and that, innit? Or
You've
give us
just
access to your facilities.
you've just said the music's fire. So why would I need to use your
That's it.
your
Give us
equipment?
access to your facilities for free, or do you know what I mean? Like say we'll do it ourselves. So
That's
it
it.
works out alright.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's just not getting finessed in it. So many people get finessed these days because they either don't know what they're doing or
Even
do you know,
major
don't know what
artists
to
too.
ask for, innit? 'Cause they're scared. They're like sat there, do you know what I mean? You're in front of this person who's, you know what I mean? He's rich and famous, he does this,
Yeah.
he's a big time producer, do you know what I mean? You're sat there on your own. And they, do you know what I mean? They're chucking deals at you that are sounding banging, but do you know what I mean? Come like when you actually make it big and you're thinking, wrong, that first deal I signed was fucking stupid. Why did I sign that deal? That's it. So you just need to make sure, as long as I'm not getting fucked over, like I'm not, do you know what I mean? If it's your first deal,
Yeah.
you can't be expecting fucking, do you know what I mean? The 80-20 split and you're getting the 80. You can't be expecting that, but just as long as, you know what I mean? As long as I'm nice, I'm getting my money that I should be getting, and I know that my work's being, do you know what I mean, rewarded correctly. Don't want to, like, when, do you know what I mean? Some people, I don't even know how it works, because like I said, obviously I've not put out an album, but some people, they'll be like, right, sign a contract, and they'll be like, oh, do you know what I mean, I want 4 albums off you, and we'll pay you this much, and they're thinking, 4 albums come, little they know, like, do you know what I mean, they've been working on 1 album over the last fucking year.
Yeah.
How are you going to chuck out 4?
Yeah.
Struggle to chuck out 1, and your label's
Struggling.
telling you, listen, you're asked another 3. Otherwise, you ain't getting nothing. Like otherwise, that's the void in a contract. You don't get paid.
Imagine.
Then what's it?
Even
That's why people
artists
just
like
chuck out
Prince
some
have been
shit.
through this, haven't they?
Yeah.
Think someone as big as Prince and had his own likeness taken off him.
Yeah, I think it was even Drake, like with the Young Money thing. He said like they were saying like before he started his OVO thing, like he still owed them another album, and he literally just got a few. I don't know if it was true or not, but he literally just got a few old tracks, chucked them on an album. Was like, there's an album, because technically that's an album, and it might not be the best, might be the shittest album he's ever made, but you wanted an album, that's an album.
Yeah.
Them ones. Says, you know, it's got the basics, there's music on there, and there's more than 10 tracks. There's music on a disc.
You can press play.
There's music on a disc, take it. I want out. So,
But it's like we were saying before, it's just about being ready when the time comes, and I think we'd be ready if the time
We've
comes.
got music for years.
Yeah. If a label wanted 4 albums off us today,
They could have it.
They could have
I
it.
think there's so much stuff that you do, and then, do you know, like, I find it when I'm like making beats and that, like, you've listened to it over and over again because you're working on it,
Yeah.
and you just go off it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
but I
like
do
it.
that
I don't
so
listen
much.
back and go,
How
"Hey,
good is this track?
I do that
And
so
you find it a
I
couple
do
of
that
months later
so
or something,
much.
you're like,
Yeah,
yo,
man. Because
bring it back.
the worst thing that I do is, because obviously we don't live together.
Starting
Like, we'll
loads of
do a
shit and not
track.
finishing stuff.
We'll do a track and then he'll send it to me when obviously we'll finish it same day. We always finish same day because I just hate leaving stuff.
Yeah, unfinished.
So we always finish same day, and then he'll send it to me, and then I'll go home, and then until I come to the studio again, what I do is I listen to it
On
over and
repeat.
over and over again.
That's it. Until you fucking hate it.
until I think.
So you're thinking, who's this guy?
Ooh, what the that's so shit.
Why the fuck
What
did I
even
say that?
possessed me to do that? Because it sounds like shit. But the first time I listen, I'm like, yo, this bangs. And then,
Yo, this
and
is
then-
the one.
Yeah.
This is the
And then
one.
a few listens later, I'm like, nah, to be fair, I should have changed that up a little bit. Oh yeah, I'll change it up next time I go. And then I listen to some more, and I'm like, oh, this is shit. This is the shittest tune I've ever done.
depends what day you
I need
listen
to
to
do
it,
a new
innit?
one. I need to do a new one because this is shit.
Monday is 10 out of 10. Tuesday is fucking, who the fuck is this guy? That's it.
But then the next time I come in the studio, I make a banger.
Them ones. That's it.
And I go through the same cycle again
Yeah.
until I hate it, and then I come in and I think, "Fuck, this is shit." I got
You
me.
show it to someone and they're like, yo, it's a banger, because the first time they heard it,
Yeah, and I'm
that's why I
like,
need to
it's
show
shit.
people.
Don't lie to me. It's shit.
Them ones. Literally that. Because I hate this bit and I hate this bit, and see, listen to this bit, and you're making them notice the shit bits.
But I think that's what keeps us constantly making
They
music.
strive for
Do
the
you know what I
best,
mean?
innit? Like, it's just nothing's ever
Rather
good enough.
than making something, thinking it's dead good, like getting so gassed off it, releasing it, and then if it doesn't get the reaction we're expecting, letting that affect.
The approach,
What
future
do you know what I
work,
mean?
innit?
What we do
I
and
find
the
out,
work
like you
ethic
say,
and
like I'll
stuff.
be making something and then, like you say, I'll annoy you or whatever, and then someone will say it's decent, and then you leave it for a bit, and then you come back to it, and do you know what I mean? You're just on and off, but I think it's just the repetitiveness of just. It's like any song, really, if you overplay it, innit? And obviously, when you're in a studio, like obviously, if people don't do it, but me, I'm literally here, like play, pause, on that same spot.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
on
We do
repeat.
that.
It don't even go for like, it don't even go like full beat. I'm just letting it go like. fucking just repeat. What's that? Like just that same little like 1.5 second snippet. I'm thinking, right, by the end of the night, I'm thinking, I fucking hate this song. Yeah. Heard it so many times, overplayed it. It's not even a finished song yet. Yeah. It's overplayed.
People don't realise how long it takes. Like if you take a 3-minute song, you have to listen to each individual instrument 3 minutes 100 times.
That's it. Listening to patterns that are just like, obviously when you play the whole song it sounds like a bang, but then you're going through like, let me just listen to every single pattern separately. And it's just something simple like that, and you listen to that for 3 minutes and you think, yeah, everything was in place, make sure nothing was off, and then listen to the fucking kicks, which is, you know what I mean, they say about a couple, so it's just silence. Listen to that, make sure, you know what I mean, turn the metronome on and make sure everything's falling nicely in that, and then, you know what I mean, by the end of the night you're thinking, I've fucking overplayed it already.
Yeah,
but I think that's what makes us anyway. That's what makes us like strive to do more, because you hate that before anybody else hates it. That's so by the time you come to release it and somebody goes, "Yo, that's shit," you go, "Yeah, I know." I agree with you. That's why I'm in the studio right now making something better. Do you know what I mean? So whereas there's people out there that will do the one song, post a snippet of it, nobody likes it, or it doesn't get the reaction they were expecting, and then they don't do anything.
I get them times where I'll be sitting there and I'm thinking, like, obviously you got fucking like shitload of whatever's like all my sounds on there, and there's so many sounds, so much stuff going on. I'm thinking, is it too much? Oh, it's too much, or it's too much. And then you do something a bit more simple and you're thinking it's not enough. Like, I've got like 5 instruments going there, it's like, it's fucking shit. But then you listen to a song that might have just come out, Grime Daily or whatever, and the guys have got 808s, it's got a kick, it's got a snare, it's got a hi-hat, like it's 4 instruments and it bangs, and I'm thinking, man, doing this with 4 instruments, if I just showed you a beat that I've made with 4 instruments, you'd be like, this is simple, this is fucking some B-Tech beat, bro. That's what I'm saying. You thinking 4 instruments, is that it? But all it takes is for someone to go over it with a few words, and all of a sudden it's a different beat.
Because you're probably never going to listen to your own music and feel the same way you do as when you hear the people that inspire you.
That's what I mean, especially if you are just listening to the beat. Like, a beat can bang, but like, it makes it like, I can make a beat, and then say like, if you make a beat and then when he comes around he does the words over it, you're thinking, let me just switch up this bit, because obviously, do you know what I mean, however he sounds while he's doing his lyrics, do you know what I mean, switch up this, switch up that, and it stops being, do you know what I mean, when you're listening to it on repeat before, it's the fucking most repetitive shit you've ever heard. You're thinking, why, let me change this and change that, because it sounded so repetitive. But as soon as someone puts some words over it, the beat just bangs, you know what I mean, like, it could be the most simple beat, but someone lays a flow down differently on it.
That's what we tend to do, is sort of make the skeleton of whatever the song is going to be,
and then work it around the lyrics.
And then once you write something, I'll that's when I'll go bam, inspiration, and I'll know everything I need to do.
That's it.
And it's mad, because when he gets the beat, that's when I get inspiration.
That's it, you're working with each other,
and then I put the vocals on, and then he gets more inspired. It's just, that's why we work. That's why it works so well,
with my mates, like, you like say, you build the foundation of the beat, and then someone will come and, you know what I mean, they spray a few bars, and you're thinking, oh, okay, so when he said this, or whatever he done, this little bit of flow here, let me change this beat to work with it. And then you're changing, you know what I mean, might put a little bit of pause in it, like some people do, like, you know what I mean, the last beat of the sentence, just a pause, and you got a man doing that last little beat, the last fucking like sentence or whatever he's doing, or the last bar will just be straight a cappella, and then the beat will drop again. But before someone's put any lyrics down, you're not sure where to put stuff like, do you know what I mean, it drops in this and that, and where, do you know what I mean.
That's why working with other people is so good. Like, there's so, I don't know why some people find so much competition, though. They just think if you're a producer and someone else is a producer, then you're competing, you know.
I'm trying to collab. I've got my group there with, like, obviously a couple other men that I know producing that, and I'll send them my beats, and I'm just like, boom, like, what do you reckon this could use, or, do you know what I mean, let me know if you want the stems and you want to add something to it and send it back, because, you know what I mean, you could add that little touch that I've not even thought of, or something, you know what I mean, depends how you work or whatever you're into. They might add this little touch from a different genre that I'm not really into, but they're thinking that could work in this and it could bang, so I'm thinking, just send it over. It's like one of them things, in it, like, if fucking 10 people work on something, it's going to be better than if one person works on it.
You just look at, like, the actual creative, like, credits for almost any track out today. It doesn't go, or Eminem, for example, right? You don't look at Eminem's track list and it says written, produced, everything else by Eminem. He's like a small part of it, and then there's a whole team of about 20 people.
There was that one guy in and just fucking went like on the drum one time. That one guy, he done. Listen, get him named.
So if major artists they all have producers that collaborate with each other to make these kinds of tracks, why aren't you doing it?
That's it. It's like people that get people to write lyrics for them, or do you know what I mean, little one bar here and there, do you know what I mean, or whatever, and they use it, and do you know what I mean, and then go straight on it. So many things, like people produce tracks, and then I know so many people that can produce, like myself. I don't know how to mix properly, still in the learning stage, and it's like I can mix, make it sound nice, but I want it to sound nice on any kind of thing you play out. So whether it's the headphones or just your laptop or the speakers, it needs to sound nice on every system, but it needs to pump on every system at the same time. And it's so you might be thinking like I've had something, I think it's pumping in my headphones, but when I play it off the speaker, it's way too, do you know what I mean? It's too much sounds coming out. It's just getting I can't remember the word in it, but it's just coming out mad, just overdone in it. So you know what I mean? You got to make sure everything's working. Fucking hell, that rate's hitting me. But it's like one of them, like you just need to make sure everything's perfect and working nice. But it's awkward when you just ain't really got everything there, like you're saying it. So it's nice to have like someone else that'll be like, do you know what I mean, this is how you do that, or do you know what I mean, let me fix that for you, this, that and the other. So that's where you end up getting fucking 5,000 names at the end of a track, because you know what I mean,
it doesn't take away from you if you help somebody out. It's like, say if someone comes to me and says like they've listened to a D-Swiss track and they say, I really like what you did with this bit, how did you get it to sound like that? I'll just tell you. It's like it doesn't mean you're going to do better than me. What does it matter? It's like you might be in a totally different genre, or like say you might write something.
I've inspired that. Do you know what I mean? You can sit back and think, you know what, I started something there.
Basically, I could give someone a pointer. I could give someone a pointer that makes them have a track that blows. Like that track was just probably better than some of the stuff that I've done. That's the end of it. Like just because he couldn't do one particular section of it, he couldn't realise the potential of the track. I was like, how would you feel knowing that you held someone back from that? From, you know, and
just needed that one little thing that you could have supplied, and you didn't want to supply out of spite. No,
I know, just out of spite. Basically, you know, therefore, that what they've done is better than what you do. It's like, so you instead of holding them back, you should just go right. I need to get better. And use that as inspiration and work harder.
That's it. Give them a little bit of help, and then obviously, if you like something on there, you're thinking, "How did you do that?" Obviously, I help you out your team. Do you know what I mean? Look what help.
Like you don't
scratch my back. I scratch yours.
Yeah. You can give someone a pointer on a track, and they go off and succeed with it, and then they go. They might see you like struggling with something or whatever, and they'll do the same thing for you, and then you blow with them.
That's it, literally.
That's how it should be. Although we've had experience of people that aren't like that as well.
Dumb motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. people that like just take all your work and just disappear to another country and they're successful in another country.
Sorry.
Alright, like they are. When it's the mum that's successful.
Oh god. Let's not get into it.
Let's not get into it before we get sued again. Got sued. Tell me who. Where's this mum live?
Listen, I've had this person's mum come like and find me and threaten me in person.
Yeah. Right. Threaten you. Sounds like their son was the one that done something. It should be you threatening them. Licking off mum's front doors and
for essentially just telling the truth.
Yeah, literally.
Being threatened with lawsuits for telling the truth.
Oh, and then they tried to they basically got one of our albums taken off Spotify.
Oh, well, he's trying to say you copied their thing.
No, trying to say we in one of the songs what was it?
Basically, right, we've got artist A, right?
Artist A.
This artist A was a twat, right? And as a result, we thought it'd be funny because we get more streams than him, and because they acts like he's this big top artist. We thought do a diss track which includes his name, because the views got so big, it meant that if you searched for him, you didn't find him, you found our track.
That's a bit deep then.
Just a bit of irony there.
Yeah, jokes.
Imagine that.
Wasn't happy with it.
And then
shouldn't be so shit.
His mum got involved and got our track taken down.
And then we just got it put back up.
That shouldn't be like that though. It shouldn't be like that. Do you know what I mean? Like Pitbull's tracks ain't taken. Like I see what's come up about Pitbull the other day, and he's talking about himself, and he's like, "Oh, if you search Pitbull now, like I'll come up before the dog." Like they're not taking Pitbull down because where's the Pitbull dog? Like, right, if your music weren't so shit, bro, then you'd be at the top, innit?
That's it.
Yeah. The backstory to that guy is that he's found some form of success in a different country using work that I created.
You're slandering his name now.
Yeah.
One of them ones he's getting done for slander.
Yeah, but my whole issue with this artist is not that he's gone and done whatever he's doing with that work. It's that he expected me to do more for free.
Damn, man's fucking can't slander a man's name.
We didn't actually slander his name as well in the track. We didn't actually slander his name. We
just said that he shagged his missus. That's all.
That was happens, isn't it? You coming to me for the benefit of your missus, bro. That's who you need to be going to. You and your mum.
But yeah, and then she got it taken down, and it was peak.
And then came and threatened me in person.
You know, mental.
So Tom Papa man's mum at the doorstep, bro. Could get reckless.
I mean, imagine, you know, like someone who thinks they're a major artist getting their mum to come round.
How did Drake got his mum to come round and tell you off?
I know. Called Drake shit and his mum came up.
Bro, listen, you fucking told Aubrey, yeah?
Oh, man.
So there's that man there as well, like they're big artists, but they got a name like fucking, I don't even know, like something Stuart or something, like, do you know what their names there, like they're big fucking greasy nigger in the video, but when it comes down, man's name's like Dennis or something. Do you know what I mean? Yo, fucking, nah, it's mad, bro.
That's why a lot of people have like a problem with Rick Ross, in it, because he used to be a prison security guard.
Yeah, and he rubbed his name off Rick Donnelly Ross.
Yeah.
The original
Ricky
Rose.
The actual
Ricky Free Ray Ross. How you gonna lose a lawsuit battle over your own name? It's mad. That's how it shows to show money, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine going to court over your own
saying,
name.
look, this is my name.
And they're like, nope.
Ricky's like, well, but I made all this music under Ricky Ross, so they're like, alright, yeah, Rick Ross can have the name. You just gave my name away. That's literally my physical name. It's not even like, we was both going for the same name and he trademarked it first. Like, this is my name and my stories and my life.
And you're just giving it away.
That's like getting frauded and you going in saying, I got, do you know what I mean? I got fucking scammed online. Like someone's pretending to be me, and them saying, yeah, we're gonna have to chop up your bank card and your ID and that. Like that person's, you know. But they're rich and they had a good fucking lawyer team, innit? So that's you know, and you have to find a new name, my G.
Yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be very upset. Somebody came and took these Swiss away. No, thank you.
Oh man,
Cries in Spanish or whatever. Cries in Portuguese. Cries in Portuguese.
Oh, are we at it now?
Oh, wow.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Oh my god. That's past our bedtime. So.
Let's wrap it up then.
They're closing at 10, that's what it is.
Have you seen?
This building closes at 10, guys, so
100%. That's it.
No alcohol served after 10.
And then tune back in for XXVV after hours. Behind the scenes.
Where it's just Jahz playing beats.
Behind the scenes on that.